pressurizing, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rockets through the AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rockets through the AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. The pulse ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rockets, scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with their AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts. Midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another exciting edition of Day Trading with Matt, morning show. Might notice something different. It's been like 2 months since I had a haircut. Nice and clean. I look good again. Oh, I'm gonna shave. Shaved a little too close to the skin there. A little blood ain't gonna hurt anything. Looking sharp. Thank you. How you guys doing today? Good to see you. I'll tell you a funny story. So yesterday, Matt Leach from My Funded Futures and Luke from Find My Futures, two head guys over there, flew out to Houston to hang out with me and IDOC for a hot couple hours. We went out, sat outside on this cool patio and had some drinks and everything. But they got in, I had a haircut at 5:30 and they showed up probably about closer to 4. So in the middle of, like, you know, we each had like a couple drinks and we had some lunch and just chilling. And I was like, I'll be back, guys. I gotta run to get a haircut. My haircut was like 5 minutes away. So I ran out, left them with IDOC, and they just hung out for like half an hour and I came back with the haircut. How many people in the middle of a business meeting rush out to get a haircut real quick and then return to the meeting? I was like, guys, I gotta go. I'll be right back. This is the one I missed last week. I felt bad because my barber, you know, he's starting his own business, you know. He's fresh at it. And like last weekend I went to go, he texted me like, yeah, sure, we'll have, you know, you can show up at like 3:45. And I was like, cool. And I marked 3:45 on my calendar, but somehow after that, he texted me and said, hey, actually it's at 3. So I missed it, and that's like a time slot. So yesterday, and I told him, I was like, man, I feel so bad that I missed it. And he didn't charge me no call or no show fee or whatever. And I was like, no, business owners, I gave him a $300 tip, that I was like, look, this will cover me for the next 2 or 3 times I accidentally show up. He was like, thanks, bro. You didn't have to do that. I'm like, no, I start my own business. I know how it goes. Every slot counts as a barber, and my bad for not seeing the text. I'm like, so hard to get a hold of. But anyways, after that, I rushed out, rushed back to the meeting. So market's moving around right now on some kind of news. We have PCE come out, GDP come out, all the good stuff. We'll cover that in a minute, but just as I'm talking to you guys, there seems to be a little bit of upsy downsies. I don't know if it has anything to do with whatever. I'm short. I'm currently short right now. Nasdaq and MHP. Just playing the short game here. The TPT account that just won't quit went on 6 days in a row of 10K profits. I had 10K yesterday. I went to the Ferrari dealership with iDoc, and then I just let it ride without looking at it. Came back and there was money. So that's 60K from TPT, and I'm with it again today. So today's probably the day it's going to fail. Who knows? But anyways, welcome to the show. Good morning. I had quite a eventful day yesterday. And I went to bed early because I had a headache because I had too much drink. At lunch, that's when I went to bed. I think about 8 o'clock. So I had to lay down and was like, oh. Morning. Simon Dean, what's up? Good morning, St. M's. Good morning, ID. Ives World. OIM Flash. Powder Chan. Good morning. Son of Wall Street. Good morning, Simon Dean. Today's gonna be wild. Yeah. Powder Chan. Yeah, I think I just want to stick to my fundamental thesis of I just kind of want to be like, okay, Iran deploy foreign minister or delegation will head peace talks in Islamabad. There's the market's not, like I said, that's a dead trade. I feel like the market's dead. No longer has anything to do with the war is not going to move the market anymore. I feel like as of yesterday or 2 days ago, that's it. Only bad news from here on out can move the market. Okay. Anyways, Miss K, good morning. MacD Broski, good morning. Ethan, good morning. Adis, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Brad tuck shin, I'll wake you up. He says, go tuck yourselves. And I say, get out of bed. It's time for school. But Dad, I don't want to get out of bed. You're going to be late for the bus. Good flat. Somebody said after releases, what's up, LSP, man? Yeah. Good morning. Trading mindset. I think like today is going to trick people into thinking it's time to be long. It's going to continue to leak lower, smaller. Not going to sell off big, what we had a couple days ago, but I think the market's going to go over 3 days. Trade the whole thing out. The whole thing traded out. Good day, Matt Evans. Good morning, Almac. Good morning, everybody. Adrian, good morning. Roga the Lamp, what's up, man? Good morning. Fraser, Sir Darb, Lucas, what's up? We need to have another songwriting contest pretty soon. It's that time again. I think once we launch Prop Score, I think that'll be the time to throw it in once that's actually pushed out. And Corrosion Sensation, everybody. Good morning. And all the friends. Yes, looking sharp today. Well, thank you. I haven't had a haircut in a very, very, very long time. Prop Score has been stealing all of my time. Now I look good, but yeah, it was Matt and Luke showed up. They had their suitcases with them. They flew in at this little private airport in Sugar Land, and then I was like, I'm over at River Oaks. Here's the link. Just Uber over. And Luke always joking around. He's like, Luke told me yesterday. He's like, hey, I'm coming out. It's like, okay, cool. He's like, you mind if? And I was like, well, hey, I'm cooking steaks. What day are you coming out? I'm cooking steaks Thursday. Come over and have a steak. He was like, oh, it might be Thursday, it might be Wednesday. He's like, is it okay if I bring a friend? I'm like, sure. Luke, if y'all know Luke from My Fun and Futures, he's such a troll. He's so funny. He goes, is it okay if I bring a friend? I'm like, sure. Like, bring whoever. He's like, okay, cool. And then, on the plane, he's like, is it still cool if I bring a friend? I was like, sure. Then he took a selfie of him and Matt Leach and sent it to me. He's like, is this friend okay? It's I'm just like, he's just like, can I bring a friend? And he's bringing Matt. It's like, yeah, just goofing off. Yeah, is it okay if I bring this random guy that I found? I was like, that's your friend? I was like, yeah, you're so funny. So we had a good time. They chatted about new stuff coming out and basically just, I catch up with them about once every so often, like Matt once a year or so. He was actually in town visiting his sister, so she lives in Houston. So, you know, every time they come to Houston, we like to connect and then just chat about the show, like how things are going and, you know, just whatever. You know, I technically just friends with them more than anything. And technically, you know, I don't work for My Fun and Futures. I'm just on the show. But they were like asking me questions. We talk about the prop space and like what's going on out there. And, you know, they're talking about some strategy they want to do and, you know, how they want to get us involved in the show and stuff, just fun stuff. They have some new plans coming out, by the way. And I don't know if what's been told on public. I know Matt tweeted a couple things about it, but they're going to have a new plan, you know, like kind of like their flex plan. I'm sorry, their rapid plan. They're coming out with a newish plan that's even, and I guess I'll drop one hint. It's even less expensive than I think their least expensive plan. It's an even cheaper plan. So if you guys are excited about, you know, My Fun and Futures is on prop score ranked as one of the best firms, you know, in certain categories it's #1. And just all of, you know, basically they have one of the easiest paths to pay out because of no DLL, no consistency when funded. So, you know, they have one of the best scores as far as difficulty goes. They're not that difficult at all. And so, you know, and typically you get a pretty decent payout for a very cheap entry. So like, that's kind of like the selling point there. And to come out with something even less expensive is pretty cool. So I'm not going to like leak what I know about it, but I'll tell you, it's another like, you know, really good plan. I always call them like value style plans where, you know, you come in at like $50 or somewhere around there and the payout is smaller, but quicker and cheap. So like cheaper account with no activation fee and all that. So I think it'll be a very, very, very good plan. Yeah, 50K core flex was goated. Yeah, you know, stuff like that when they had that. I don't know what they've said about it. I haven't done my research, but you know me, I don't like to be the person that leaks to mess up somebody's launch business plans. But it's, again, it sounded pretty cool. But we were actually talking about like bigger things like social media stuff, show stuff, drama, just fun, just laughing about what goes on in space. You know, just mostly just shooting the shit. Stop trading with MFFU since they stopped at the core plan. This'll have core plan. This will give you core plan fuzzies if you like the core plan. It's on that end of the spectrum as far as like the cheaper and expensive accounts. So I'm excited. Well, guys, just FYI, I don't know if you guys have seen a couple of announcements. Number one is the yesterday I ended up walking away with 110,000 profit on yesterday total, 95 total from the big account. I say big account, sorry, small account, the $1 million challenge here. And then the smaller account, which is the single TPT account, max out at 10K as well. So the overall P&L report's right here. So since Christmas was the last time I reset the account, 766,000 profit, 30,000 commissions, net 736. The goal is to get to 1 million on the gross side. I don't know if I had the commissions to get to 1 million net, we'll see. But 766 is where we are. So I'm over, I am over 3/4 of the way there. Took 3 months, and obviously market's volatile. Here's all the stats, P&L curve. You guys know these days, these are horrible days like the Flowers Day and stuff, right? Took some big hits. This is all, you know, my P&L curve is normally like this, you know, it usually just moves pretty quickly. But this is what happens when Trump is tweeting and there's a war going on, and then you're just in a trade and it goes, you know, whatever against you because of, you know, something that just you couldn't control. This is what happens. It's messy, but the goal is to survive these kind of things. And once the war stuff is over, then you don't have any more intraday crazy catalysts to go with it. Some ways you guys want to make it bigger if y'all want to see that. You know, transparency is my thing here. The most transparent trader on YouTube, I believe. I think it's important. There's a lot of people that will not show you their history of their account since the start of any kind of thing. They'll just circle like their best 6 weeks and be like, see, I'm a real trader, right? There's a lot of frauds out there doing that. But here, I'll just show you exactly since I've been doing this. The other P&L before this, that's all posted too when I did the random account challenge and all that. So this is this challenge. here to here. Fully continuous, nothing at 64% win rate, which is a little low for me. But again, that's that whole December, January BS. We are at MHP 25040. I am short 18 contracts because I feel the need to. Not that I have any evidence other than a couple of things. Number one is when the market opens and if res is positive and we decide to rally, I'm not upside down that much. I'm about 40 points away from the close. So 40 to 50 points stop puts me about maybe 20K in the hole if I'm wrong, which is totally fine. S&P is above MHP. So that was kind of, I bet you guys fought with that last night, right? They're like, should I short NASDAQ or should I long S&P, right? They were kind of, S&P was bullish, NASDAQ was bearish, right? That's why I didn't make any trades last night. So I went to bed early and just said, fuck it. This is personal. Yeah, so I'm not trading prop firms. This is all personal. I'm a real money trader, so I'm self-funded. I've been trading since 2010. I've been streaming since 2016. So I've done props like on the side just for like smaller challenges here on the stream. Currently, I have one TPT account. That's it, just one. And that TPT account has made $10,000 every day for the last 6 days. This is day 7. So I've made 10K, 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 10K. And you could take it out every day. It's 80% split, so you could take out 8,000 every day. But I'm trying to actually YOLO the account, just I'm trying to get out of trading props. I did it for a year just to have like some content on it, but it's too much to balance, and I make so much money trading my normal account. There's no reason for me where I am to just jump in and manage a bunch of prop accounts on the side. So I made the conscious decision last month to just kind of roll out of I was like, hey, I'm just gonna, at the end of March, I'm just gonna like stop trading props and focus on the million challenge, and then maybe take it to 10 million after I get to the million. This is a real money account, by the way. I've taken out multiple withdrawals. So if the balance was, if I had left the money in there that I've taken out, 770 plus 330, I would be at $1.1 million balance right now, but I've withdrawn money. So the balance is 1.1, wait, hold on, wait, no, sorry. 330, no, don't listen to me, don't listen to me. On 1.1. It would be, whatever 7.7 plus 100. So 8,877. I can't do math today. Yes, this time it's personal. But anyways, so for my thought is, I have one TPT account left, and it's a funny story with that. I keep telling it every morning, but I had two TPT accounts that like when you make profit with TPT at the end of the trading day, you just log in. It doesn't update till like overnight sometime. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a break from props, whatever, not deal with anything. And a week later, TPT had this program they initiated that was looking for traders that were botting and doing high frequency trading, scalping off the data feed arbitrage, which is like, they props will ban you for that. But the parameters were a little too tight. So they were banning a lot of innocent people on accident and turning this whole debacle overnight that TPT finally fixed, by the way. And so they're all in everybody's good graces again. But their bot was like essentially killing everybody. And people were like, what the heck? I got banned. And then, you guys were reporting your cases to me to investigate because I'm known as like the data guy. So people are like, Matt, can you look into this? And I looked into everybody's. And after like 2 or 3 cases, I found the similarities. And I found out that, because the simulated real market data, so it's real market data is different than sim data. Simulated real market data is different from sim data too. It's simulated fills on top of simulated level 1 price. So TradeAvate's API simulates a partial fill. So if you have like 20 resting micros and the order's partially filling it, you're gonna get fills within milliseconds of each other, and it can trick their system and thinking you're botting. And I was able to replicate it because I logged in. I was like, oh, you know what? I think I still have some TPT accounts left with like, to the buffer. I always took the payouts to the buffer. So there's like maybe $4,500 of my profit sitting there. And I was like, oh yeah, I have some TPT accounts, probably some with buffer. Let me just go play around with them because I just abandoned them. And I logged in to try to reproduce everybody's problem. The first thing I noticed was 2 of my TPT accounts had 20K each in it. And I was like, oh, I guess I forgot that I had some profit there. And I forgot about it. And I was like inspired again. I was like, okay, I got 2 accounts still open. Let me take the 30K out. And then let me just YOLO them the next day, whatever, like all or nothing, right? See what happens. And then so I went in, I simulated the issue that people were having, and I reproduced it. I made a video and I sent it to TPT, and they sent us like this thank you email for helping them, look into it. And then the very next day, they unbanned everybody that got banned. which is cool. And then they, essentially I was like, okay, well, I got these 2 accounts still. And I'm like, okay, because one of them I was just testing and guinea pigging. And then I go, okay, let's go. So one of them immediately blew up the next day, but one of them made 10K. And then that one on its YOLO, because that one's been with me for a while. I take a lot of payouts before, but since I've decided to like, what the fuck, just YOLO, let's get out of it. I made 10K every day for 6 days. I hit max P&L. They freeze the account every morning. I go to customer service. Hey, can you unfreeze the account? I did it again this morning. I had the same conversation with them every single day. Hey, can you unfreeze the account? Because they put you at they put you at liquidation only whenever you hit max profit. And every single day, this is the one today. Hey, my account is locked. I can't trade. Max profit yesterday, it was set to liquidation only. It's been a day. Blah, 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 blah. I have this conversation every morning with like the first thing I wake up. It's like, hey guys, can you unlock my account again? For some reason, because TPT has like a 1-day sort of thing. And they if you get $10,000, they lock the account and then they try to consider you for live. For whatever reason, they haven't pushed me to live yet. So this will be day 7. I'm currently short in the account. And this will be day 7. So hopefully this turns into a another winning day. But again, it's all or nothing, right? I'm just going to go until it blows up. There's no resets left on it or anything. So, but the funny thing was, is I've managed to get lucky last 6 days in a row. So have I discussed economic reports yet? I usually wait until like more people show up. I haven't really discussed it fully yet, but usually probably about like 8:15 I'll start talking about it. They came in pretty abysmal. I mean, it definitely, it could be worse in some areas, but nothing came in better than expected. Your inflations came in just as high. I think core, non-core PC was like 2.8 and like 3. GDP quarter-over-quarter growth is 0.5, and they might revise that lower, so, the GDP growth is stalling. 0.7 after last revision last time, so it's bad. It's not like terrible. It's like, abysmal is the wrong word to use. It's not like it's, oh my God, we're in a recession now, but it's still trending towards one, right? It's showing that sometime this year, it's very possible that we do go into a tiny recession this year. Like that's the target, like trajectory. Remember, when that growth rate goes negative, when real GDP is actually lower, the growth rate is negative. And the growth rate's at 0, it's flat, right? If the curve is flat. So right now the curve is flattening, and it's flattening very flat-ish, and it's getting, the last 3 months have been worse. So there's a huge stall, and it's not like it's a problem now, but it's hinting at something. I think again, we're there. And again, because of the reason I'm still shorting is that I think that the market's going to be pulling back lower, still leading into earnings. Like the earnings is a controlling factor now, and everything else is just bullshit. Like anything related to Iran war. I know I was right when I told you a couple days ago when we went up that huge day. I said, take war out of your conversation topics. No longer is war the war that we're dealing with considered a viable catalyst to move the market. 0 news events are gonna move the market up and down 5-6% anymore because of Iran. Once we figured out everything, it's like the tariffs, right? Once Trump says, yeah, we'll work out a deal with Europe, we went up that one day and then we stopped having any volatility from it. We just slowly rallied back up because that's where we were supposed to be. Once the kabam headline happens, the market just gets back on its trajectory, and this trajectory is down, right? So the kabam happened, we work out a deal. So the only news now, let's talk about we like to do a matrix of like possibilities, right? So the news is going to be a couple of things. Either A, again, anything that happens is likely to be small. Now I could be wrong on this, but the news can be like, Iran does this, somebody does this. The matrix is as follows. Either A, they say we made what we think there's the good side of things, it could get better. Like, hey, the ceasefire, we're going to delay it for 2 weeks, but hey, we solved it right now. Do we think the market's going to rally even better off of that? The market just squeezed shorts that we're betting on like nuclear fallout. And so I don't think better news on top of good news is a bigger catalyst. We've already priced in the resolve. That's what the big up was. The other news of, okay, everything fell apart again, then the market continues the volatility to the downside. So good news is not big ups, but bad news is big downs. That's how I feel. If the US violates the violates the ceasefire or the potential ceasefire, or Iran attacks the US attacks Iran, any one of those news headlines and it's a big red candle. Any kind of, oh, Trump visits Tehran and they shook hands, is not, you know, it's not hundreds of points of NASDAQ, right? Do y'all think the same way? Do y'all think ever since you get the fireworks finale of whatever's going on, that, okay, we got a plan to make a plan to make a plan to make a meeting solve? Yeah, but Israel, the ceasefire was never between Israel and Iran, and who cares, right? They've been firing missiles at each other for like 75 years. So it's kind of like we're just back to normal, right? It's the US involvement and the effect of the dollar and the closing of the strait, which was causing the panic, right? So do y'all feel like right now, good news between us and Iran is just gonna be a wash? The market's priced all the good news in already. Peace is priced in, some y'all are saying? Okay. I feel like I have the same stance. And so the opportunity is to be short, because things can either get slightly better, but the downside to a short is not that bad. But things can get very worse than the downside. The upside to a short is very big. So when I try to say the opportunity is the bettering of the things is that the economic data is down, and the severity of bad news is also really down, and the upside risk to any good news is very small if you're short, because there's no good news that's gonna not already be priced in. The economic data is rolling out pretty much bad news, right? Then I tell myself, I kind of want to be short-minded. Now I am hitting it pretty hard right here with 18. I know it's a little aggressive because that can rally up to fill the gap. S&P does have the overnight dynamic hedge, but if you want my personal opinion, again, this is just speculation, and don't listen to me, some rando stranger on the internet, because I could take a loss today being wrong on this. But I feel, again, I don't know, there's two candles going on here. And it might be, let's see what's going on with this. Israel military, like the market is still trying to throw out whatever news they can. Like the headline is dead, and that's how I feel. And again, maybe this just the minute, like anytime the market's like being pressed and pressed and pressed because of some event and market panic's happening, and then there's some kind of finale, right? We figured it out, guys, things are good. Then like newbie traders come in these days and like listening, okay, what are he gonna say now? What's gonna say now? Once the finale happens, everybody and every insider trader and everybody in Wall Street made their billions or whatever, and they're done pressing the market off of that headline. They're into the next one. The next headline that we have coming out right now is what's happening with GDP, what's happening with CPI, and what are earnings gonna be like this quarter? That's the new headlines. Tariffs, we're back to the old talk. We need to roll back one layer behind this onion, you know, peel back. And so here the question becomes, what's going to happen at the open now? Do we think that, yes, again, I can 100% be wrong, and that yesterday becomes like this big U shape to test tops again, which is totally fine. If the MHP, like my bet is that the market does this very slowly. And then over 2 or 3 days, we just sort of price out what we rolled up in, because the market was on its way down. It just accelerated that move because of the war stuff. But I think that the trajectory was down to begin with. And again, I tell you guys, and I know y'all, it's so weird y'all are seeing me be a bear because it's so rare. I love how it's always trying to throw an in-game HUD on Thinkorswim like it thinks it's a game. This is my X split is always trying to, that little pop-up always shows up there. So, you know, we oversold a little bit on the war stuff, but the trajectory was still lower. Like this is your trajectory. Let me clean this up. The market was like pricing its way lower and pricing its, let's pick a color that's not green. How about pink? That's something easy to see. Okay. Market was like pressing, that's even worse. I think it's like Thinkorswim just has a weird contrast that makes it hard to see actual colors. And again, I could be wrong, so we'll see. But trajectory was like kind of like lower like this. You can see it, right? There's your trajectory. That's it. We swung low and back, we swung high, and we're back. Like I think it just gets back to doing this. Like it does until earnings. And then earnings is going to be the deciding factor. Again, that's just my thought. I don't know if you guys are on the same page as me, but you can see where that equilibrium is. The only thing that we saw around this was like, this is like wartime volatility, right? Market dancing around was just wartime volatility. But you can see that there's consolidated areas right here, and right here. That's where that balance is. And the market's just slowly correcting because economic data is kind of shitty right now. Put a 4-hour chart condensed a little more. It's easier to see. you could just see where it's pointing. It's pretty simple. We were kind of going up and up and up and up and up and up and down and down and down and down and down and down. So between this day and maybe 2 months from now, it's feasible to say that we're here, and earnings are coming up inside of here, right? So when does earnings season start? Yeah, we got earnings coming up, right? Pretty soon. And so do we break up to all-time highs with GDP flattening out and stuff? Maybe, but like I said, the smarter bet is, I know I'm not wrong. I just probably am early. So whether this just sort of like works its way lower, back to here at least, immediately, or I get squeezed and what the hell is going on and what the hell is going on, and then the market really crashes, right? So I don't think a market crash, but I think a 15% correction that's slow moving right now that's going to eventually speed up is very possible. Now, again, days like this, I hate days like this because a lot of times days like this sort of like you up before they sell off, which I don't like. So I am in an early bet, but I'm not wrong. I'll short a DD band one more time if I take a loss. That's it, guys. Welcome to the show. Good to see you all there. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button while you can. 15% drop from the highs. Yeah, from the highs. At the worst, not expecting 15%, but at the worst. Like, let's look at S&P. Likely case is 10%. It's going to be mild. It's not going to be that big. Yo, what's up? What's up? So it's like 70, 50? What is 70, 50 times 0.85? About 6,000 at the worst. So, I mean, we've almost fallen 15% already, right? So 60, so that would be 6,000, right? So that would be like basically down here. So that's not that, we actually fell, what, 10% already almost. Yeah, we did fall about 10%, 9 or 10%. So 15% would have put us at right about 6,000 here, which is, it's not that hard to imagine that. It's literally right here. I don't think it gets any worse than about this. You see this area right here where it sort of like consolidated and then burped up. Like that's whatever like red lines that we have inside of here. This is your support that you're not going to break unless things just really hit the fan. So like I think that the mild sort of recession possibility that we could get is just another thing like 2022. Sorry, it's not going to look like that, but probably like spread out over time like that. And then probably by next December or January, February, then we can break highs. I honestly, you're like, Matt, you get one chance to save your life. My hands tied behind my back. I'm kidnapped by some guys in masks. One chance to save your life. Scribble out the mark, and if you predict it, we'll let you live. And then I go, okay, let me just draw something. And that's what I drew. This is like 2027. We break highs. Like I don't think we at all today. That's why this pop and that pop, I'm like, let's get back on path. And we need some good data like to turn things around, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We shall see. All right, y'all help me vote on something. IDOC and I are trying to find her a new car. She's getting a company car, but you know, she needs a I'm getting her a car as a present. And she wanted a G-Wagon. Remember I told you she wanted like the poop colored brown G-Wagon? I'm like, please, get one that's like not brown. All right, can we get one that's, you know, but anyways, you know, if you guys have ever, like I'm trying to start a small car collection. I don't know, maybe I'm going to get into a big car collection. I don't know. Having some fun. And maybe this is my midlife crisis, who fucking knows, but I went to the Ferrari dealership yesterday, and Ferrari is kind of like Birkins, right? Ferrari's not a place you can just walk in and be like, I'd like to buy the most expensive thing you have. Doesn't work like that. Ferrari makes like limited lots of shit. A lot of them are like that, but Ferrari's like the kind of the one that's most like that. You get invited to buy the car when it's available. Like they're making 450 of these one cars. You get the offer. Hey, we got a car coming out. You want to buy it? It's coming out in 2 years. Buy it now. We'll deliver it to you in 2 years. That's kind of what it's like. But you have to have a relationship with them. Kind of like the girls know what it's like with like Hermes and Birkins, right? You can't just go in and be like, one Birkin, please. They're like, it's like you get the offer the more you spend. So you need to develop relationships with some of these companies. So I'm like, I need to get my first Ferrari. So I'm like, I told her, I'm like, I'm going to go look. I'm just going to buy one. just because I want to start getting offers to buy like, you know, their hypercars when they start having, like I want to get on that list and start going to car shows and stuff. So I went there and she fell in love with this little car that they had, and she might actually get it. So you tell me guys what y'all think about this. And this is her, you know, present for, it's a Roma and it's a convertible and it's like this mint green. So like her present for like a congratulations on opening your fitness studio. Mint green. It's pretty freaking cool. What do you think for like a gift for her? Should I get that for her? I need to get my first Ferrari and they're not that expensive. About the same price as the Aston. So that's like so her, right? You guys think so? She was like, I kind of really like this. She's like this cute convertible, and I can just sit it outside and with the top down. The color is cool. Yeah, like we went there, and I wasn't expecting that. I was just like, you know, what do you guys have? You know, I want to buy something to start, you know, a relationship with you guys, and you know, when the cool stuff comes out. This is the car they had there that actually was. So most of these cars are on consignment. They're used, and there's somebody else's. You know, there's, you know, it's like a guy that has 50 Ferraris. He'll sell his old ones, and they're mostly consignment. They don't have new cars sitting here. There's somebody else's car that they're selling for them, and a lot of them go up in value. This is the 12 Cylindri is what they call this one. I think it's the newer version of the old Superfast. So this is their V12. This is like their Vanquish alternative. So this one is, I like that color too. I never thought I would like these candy colors, man. They look like Skittles. You know what I'm talking about? But this one is pretty sick. I don't know. What would y'all ever think about the blue car? That's interesting, right? Now, I don't need a lot of cars. I don't like, but I'm kind of like maybe down the road I might start a collection. That blue is interesting, right? Well, that's their V12, so that's a fast freaking car. But I might get her that little Roma. The mint one is better. The Roma is like, they're normally like $250, but when you get them like fully loaded and stuff, they're about like $320. So, I mean, for Ferrari standards, it's not that bad. This car right here, this car sticker price is about $700, and I think the guy was selling it for $8. So, very much so. And the reason I want it, and the reason I'm thinking about getting into it, let me tell you, it's not just because I want money to want to show off money or whatever. It's actually certain the hypercar spectrum of Ferrari goes up in value. He took me in the back and showed me one of his customers, and I wasn't able to take photos of it. I can't even remember the name of it, but it was one of the hyper cars, and it was like yellow with blue stripes on it. It was like a race car, and it had been delivered here for a guy that has 60 in his collection, and he said they only made 35 of these, and I'll let you see it, but this is like, you know, what you aim for. I was like, how do I get to that level? And he's like, oh, well, you know, you have to, you know, the guy's bought Ferraris from us for 10 years. So the thing is the list price of that car was 1.5. And he was like, he said right now he could sell it for 4 if he wanted to. So the thing is it actually, they retain their value. They actually go up in value. So that's kind of the neat thing. The common ones like the Roma I'm going to buy won't go up in value. It'll probably depreciate a little bit, but they don't depreciate that much either because the demand is pretty high for the brand. So to me, it's an investment thing. I'm like, this will be a fun thing to park money in like a rare car and keep it and flip it for, you know, 200-300%. That's kind of what some of them do. The minute you resell one of them, your relationship with Ferrari is over. Yeah, well, the thing is, you're not allowed to. With most Ferrari dealerships, they don't allow you to resell them. If you want to sell your car, you have to sell it through them. It's like they control every aspect of it. That part I knew, but yeah, that's crazy, right? Anyways, the point I was saying is, it's like more of my friends were telling me about it, and you know, I was like, okay, let me look into it as an investment sort of thing. But you have to get to like the hypercar spectrum, like you put in $1 million and then flip it for 2. Eventually, I'm like, okay, well, I need to get on that list so that when the cool cars come out, you know, there's like 2-year lead times on some of those cars. And then, you know, you buy it, keep it for a little bit, then sell it for double. Roma's not investment. No, Roma's not. No, that's what I'm telling you guys. You didn't listen to what I said. I had to pay attention. So Roma goes down in value. It's more common. It's like the SUV. They're more of a common car. But you have to buy something to start getting on a relationship. So you can't just walk into the lot and just buy. You can be like, one Ferrari, please. Sure. Come in the back, sir. We'll get you whatever you want. You know, you got to buy. Like they want you to. Like the guy was like, you know, if I, you know, they're trying to do this. Like, hey, we have no relationship with you, but if you buy the Roma, I'll put you in for, you know, building this a 12 cylinder, whatever you want, whatever color, but you got to buy the Roma first. That's what they're saying. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, they're catering to people that, you know, they won't do it unless you do something else. They won't even let you build one unless you buy another car. So that's kind of what it's like. You got to start somewhere, right? So anyways, I was thinking about that. So iDoc might actually go with that car because she thinks it's the cutest thing she's ever seen. I see the SUV. It was actually pretty interesting. I wouldn't get it because on SUV, if I were to get, I'm gonna be honest, if I were to get an SUV and I wanted to spend like the prices of them, the only cool thing about the SUV, I forgot it begins with the P, the Ferrari SUV is freaking V12, dude. He let us turn it on in the dealership. They had one in the back. It was like louder than a Vanquish. And I'm just like, we don't need this, man. Oh, that's too much. Wait, the iDoc was like, this is scary. The Pro Sangye, yeah, it means blood love, not something blood. What stands for something? Blood sport or something. I don't know. Somebody speaks Italian. Pure blood. That's what it means. Yeah, dude, a V12 SUV. That's the craziest thing ever. But other than that, on the inside, it's not that spectacular. You don't buy, like if you're getting an SUV, Ferrari would be the last place you should ever go. The interiors of Ferraris are pretty basic. Believe it or not, if you ever sat in one. Ferrari is like known for the engines and speed and exterior. Interior of Ferraris sucks so bad. You're not, if you want an SUV, you want it to have all the bells and whistles and be like comfortable and beautiful on the inside. Ferrari's not where you go. It'll feel like you're sitting in a race car, and it's got one tiny little cup holder. It doesn't have a giant screen display or nothing. Yeah, you might as well go get like somebody said a Hyundai or a Toyota or something. Yeah, that's what you should do. I would never spend the money on a Ferrari SUV. There's no reason. If I were to spend SUV and go luxury, I would just get a DBX. Like the Aston Martin is probably my favorite car interior in the history of all cars I've ever owned. That interior of Aston is it's like so beautiful and just well made, and it's just so luxurious feeling with just every little bell and whistle. You know, so yeah. Clean new cut. Oh yeah, I got a haircut yesterday. It was funny because Matt Leach and Luke, I told the story earlier, but Matt Leach and Luke from My Fun Futures came out to visit, and we were at lunch. And after like 30 minutes in the being there, I'm like, guys, I got to run and get a haircut real quick. I had an appointment. Can't cancel it. So I ran out. I left them. I left iDoc there. So the three of them hung out for like 30 minutes while I ran down the road to get my haircut. But the Ferrari SUVs weren't like anything special. They're probably very, very, very fast if you really care about that. But the interior, the neat was that the back had bucket seats, the back seats. There was like actually not a lot of room and kind of nice, but what a waste of money if you want an SUV. There's a million better SUVs. And honestly, I would rather get a Toyota RAV4 than I would rather get a Pro Sangye. We used to have a RAV4. They're perfect. I mean, you want an SUV, you want it to be able to like, you know, throw your gardening shit in the back and like groceries in the back. You don't need like a race car SUV. And if you want to spend that money, the DBX is beautiful on the inside, you know, and it's probably $250. It's probably, I bet you that Pro Sangye is probably $500K. Let's see. Yeah, the base price is $420. Yeah, you load that up, it's $500,000. This is a dumb SUV to get. Oh yeah, you can get two Aston SUVs, two DBXs for the price of a Pro Sangye. Or a Porsche. Yeah, Porsche is really nice too. For a lot more, like a Cayenne or something. It's very affordable relative to the Ferrari SUV. But she might get that little mint colored car. But today we're gonna go look at the I told her this is her present, you know, for all the hard work she put into opening her fitness studio. I'm gifting her a car. So so she might get that. She kind of wanted the G-Wagon, so we're gonna go look at those today. She wants a pink one though. It's like, I think pink is I don't think pink is a native color. I think they just get those wrapped. But about a Bugatti, like a Chiron, maybe one of these years. I'm kind of in the mode of like, the only reason I wanted to go to the dealership is because I wanted to start. And I was actually talking to Rips yesterday, and we were texting, and I was like, tell me about, you know, like the program and how much I need to spend if I can get invited. And so he's giving me tips because he's been in the Ferrari club for a while. Like, it's like this elitist sort of club. You got to spend money to get the offers, just like Birkins. I'm like, we play that game with Hermes all the time. I know how it is. Her sister's on the list. She gets phone calls. Hey, come in. We got some new stuff, and regular customers can't buy it. We know the game. We know the game those kind of companies play. So I'm like, Rips, how do I get in? How do I get into the good stuff? Because I want to make the investment so I can, you know, buy things that appreciate in value rather than depreciate. And, you know, a car that I can just collect and then, you know, 2 or 3 years later, flip it for an extra $1 million. He's like, give me tips. So Pontiac Firebird, that was a kick-ass car when I was in college. I had a Pontiac GTP, which is like one, you know, similar family. Had a Firebird, you know, engine in it. Supercharged V6. Oh yeah. I had a GTP supercharged. That was my car. That's the car I delivered pizzas in when I worked at Domino's. Probably a 1999 Pontiac GTP red. This is it. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. It's kind of like this. It looked a lot like this. And for the time, that was a sexy car. This is 1999. That was my car. So I had that Dodge Neon in high school, but then whenever I graduated and was making some money, a little bit of money, I decided to, you know, because I had 3 jobs in college, I decided to buy this car. And this car was like almost like a race car for me at the time. Not bad, right? For 1999. And it had like the little supercharged on the side. It was a supercharged V6, some nice rims. And this was me with my backwards domino hat, with my arms out the window, listening to Night at the Roxy on Saturday nights, EDM, delivering pizzas at midnight. That was me. That's the car. Fiery red Pontiac, man. I was delivering pizzas in style. 19 years old. It was an awesome. It was for 1999. Oh, it was. I love that car so much. It had, what I liked about it is had a kick-ass radio in it, with a good sound system, you know. And so I listen to, you know, metal. So I would like just be, I had like, you know, my Pantera CD, and I'm like driving like this, and then I'm sitting there listening to, you know, heavy metal with the windows rolled down, just crunching it, with the bass was just like popping good. Oh yeah, that was me, man. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna get a good trade off of this. I did hit it pretty heavy at MHP. I'm probably wrong, and I'm down about 20K if I'm wrong, which I'm fine with. My bigger thought is the idea that we're not selling off with the GDP stuff kind of worries me a little bit. If I take a small loss, take a small loss. But my goal is to bet on the gap fill and sell. I don't think we make it past here. I think we're back on trajectory lower. What is love, baby? Don't hurt me. Yeah. Did I show them the car that you're thinking about getting? Yeah, I did. I was telling the story about it. We're looking for investment opportunities. So I was like, I want to get in the club so I can get the offers to buy the. And it's funny because I was trying to barter with the guy immediately. I was like, how many cars do I have to buy right now? That's what I told him. Like, he's like, you know, unfortunately you can't really skip the line. I was like, how much skip the line though? There's always a much. He's like, look, let me tell you, if you buy one of the cars I got today, I'll put in an order for you to get to a 12 cylinder. How about that? I was like, I don't know if that's the one I want, because if I want the V12, I would just go build me a I just go build me a Vanquish. So I mean, I'm like, the 12 cylinders are really sexy looking. Like I said, I think that's the spiritual successor to the Superfast. I think that was the old V12 from like 3 or 4 years ago. But they're not that bad either. Like this one, he's like, you can build this one. But I'm like, that's exactly like the car I have now. Same kind of car, you know, two-door coupe, whatever. So he's like, you know, you can't really skip the line. I'm like, yeah, but how much skip the line? You know what I'm saying? How many can I buy today? And then when the offer comes up, give me a hypercar. So I'm trying to make an investment, like buy it, flip it, sort of thing. But anyways, so he's like, you can buy that blue one, the one that's there if you'd like. That one's on consignment. The guy's asking for 100 over sticker. So even that car is being sold 100 over sticker. So I'm like, I was like, that's the kind of, you know, there's a huge, and I tell you, when I think about it, when you look at like why Pat Whelan's out there throwing his money in Pokemon cards and stuff, these luxury items and collector items are great markets to get into. They're actually some of the biggest ROI you can make in a quick amount of time. It's a less liquid market to find a buyer, but if you find a buyer, the upward potential is huge. So that's why, like, you know, I see all these rich folks are getting into, it's like, you know, millennials that like played Pokemon when we were kids. Now we all got fucking adult money. That's why everybody's collecting it now. It's hot again. That's why I think everybody's doing it. You know, these luxury collector items are actually really, I'm starting to research the luxury investment market and finding out that it's, you know, there's all kind of ways you can sell your stuff in private deals, but you make big returns with big investments of capital. You have to put a lot in, but you can get a lot out. So, anywho, that was ordered. Okay, so I think I might be wrong on this. We'll see. I wanted to short off of MHP just in case the market opened and we hit half gap and sold. We have plenty of room for this to move here, and then I stop out at about 90. But half gap with resistance, I'm betting on stocks gapping and selling. That's what I'm looking for. Your brother's been flipping the crap out of graded cars. Yeah, like that's like the thing everybody's doing right now. You know, doing the whole graded, you know, flipping like those PSA 10, you know, Charizards and stuff. Got to put the money somewhere so you don't get taxed on it. Yeah, put money somewhere. All right. Wasn't expecting to move up like this. Come on, let's get back to where we were going, market. Back to the downside. All right. I don't want to squeeze too hard on this, but we're popping a little bit. Let's talk about the data that came through. Sorry, I promised you guys that, and we got 2 minutes left. GDP came in very bad as a 0.5 growth rate. And again, this market's a little more bullish than I thought it was going to be on that. But we have our data coming through. The CPI year over year is actually at a 3. It's a little bit less than what it was last time, but it's still a 3. The actual GDP growth rate is a 0.5. It's worse than last time. So the growth rate is slowing down. PCE itself is up to a 2.3 from a 2.1. So while PCE, so here it is. Core is a 3 and went down 1/10 of a point. PCE went up 2/10 of a point. So inflation's basically higher going up and GDP growth rates coming down. The actual GDP on sales also coming down. There's your sort of smoking gun. Sales are lower, and that's what we tell you when I tell you earnings season is going to be really bad, because you can GDP sales are down. Companies are going to miss all kind of sales expectations. So like what we're staring at right now, I think is fake. Like this is fake. This is not going to rally unless I'm just wrong, which I can be. I'm willing to take the bet here. We're actually opening flat. Oh my gosh. All right, let's hit it. I want to hit it right here one more time. I'll be willing to risk like 30 or 40 from here. All right, let me hit it with the medium size here. Flat open. Let's see if it sells. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. I don't know if I'm right, but we'll see if I'm right. Pop that off to the side. All right, flat open. Resilience is negative. Good. That's all I wanted to see. All right. When I complete the broker, the 1 million challenge, where I post a broker statement public, I always post my broker statements public. I've actually posted monthly broker statements for that thing already. At the end of it, I post a 1099 also. All right. Negative res. That's what I want to see. That's good. That's good for me. Come on, market. Oops. Oh, the TPT account that just won't quit, guys. It quit. Oh, the party's over. I forgot about it. Looks like it got squeezed on that too. Damn it. Oh well. The TPT account that just won't quit finally quit, you guys. Ah, the party's over. That's all right. That was fun while it lasted. Okay. Let's see what we get. Resilience negative S&P, positive S&P, negative NASDAQ. I don't like this. So it looks like the party with TPT is over. Where on earth is this bullishness coming from? We got bull long up set up. We are bull long up here. Again, there's no downside risk here. I'm sorry, there's no downside pressure here. And I'm probably at risk of losing this trade. What is going on? I can't even log in here. What's going on here? I think my browser's freezing up again. My browser literally always does this. My browser's frozen. Why on earth does it do this? I don't even know. Hang tight, guys. Hold on one second. Even the music stopped. All right. I literally, it seems like when the market opens every single morning, I have to do the same freaking thing. I got to close all my instances down. So I'm short of Firefox. So looks like I busted the TPT account. It's over. The party's over. Oh, darn. Okay, give me a second. I got to let everything back up. Hold on. Ridiculous. All right, we're back. We're back. Okay. All right, friends, we are... Where the heck did it go? Like, I swear, I loaded everything up. Okay, let's just put this here. All right, let's hit the home button. Get that music back, baby. Oh, trade's positive. Let's go. All right. Yeah, like Firefox just like shits on itself at this time of day. I don't even know why. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button for your first day here. Good to see you all. Rock Scooter's down. Now it should be all right. Okay, resilience is negative. That's good. MHP resilience is kind of on point there. Let's see what we have with some of the stocks. The TPT account that just won't quit finally quit. Oh, darn. Wait, let me see if there's a reset available on it. I didn't even check that. I don't think there is, but let's just double check. Is there a reset available on it? That was funny. Squeeze an extra. Oh, nope. I've done all 3 resets. So that's it, guys. I'm done with the props for a little bit. But hey, I took 60K out of that TPT, which is kind of nice. Ooh, my intuition was right, guys. My intuition was right. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's go. Lower MHP is where we're going for Meta. So MHP 620 Meta. We have an MHP break on NVIDIA. Okay. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. Let's cut this risk down a little tiny bit to 20. Put that down. 25 is a lot. Trim it down. All right, just dump it, baby. Dump it today. All right. All right, let's say goodbye to TPT and let's give it some honor. Goodbye, TPT. It was lovely. You were my last remaining prop account. I squeezed out 60K from you, 6 days in a row of 10K, and now I've clicked the X. As it should be. Goodbye, sir. We had a lovely last minute fling, did we? Together. It was beautiful. Beautiful while it lasted. Thank you for your service. I'm retiring you. I'm sending you out in a Viking funeral. You did your job honorably, sir. That was great. But I know I was right. I think I shorted like 3 contracts or something, and that busted it. When I got in, I was like, you know, what if I hit the open and bust the Stam account? Oh, well, that was fun. Okay, I have lower targets here. Now, again, pay attention to this. MHP break on NVIDIA is a big deal. If you look over to the side, Rocket Scooter has all these arrows right here, right? So when the arrow sparks on, it means it actually broke. So NVIDIA had an MHP break. Google had an MHP break. So 2 big ones. Tesla went up, but those threw it down. And again, I can't understand where the bulls are coming from, especially since other than maybe just the trendy trade to, you know, let's go ahead and jump in on this war-related stuff. But I know I'm not wrong. I'm probably just early. I think we're back to going lower. Whoa. Did y'all see that? The lights flicker? Dude. I have an electrician coming in, installing higher, like, bigger breakers. My big breakers that can withhold more current. My UPS has just started flickering. I'm drawing too much power is what I'm doing up here. I'm gonna have to get my breaker box, and they're gonna have to run some like higher gauge wires in the wall to be able to hold like more current and stuff. Right. More power. I know. I heard everything was just flickered for a minute there. I heard them going tick, 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 tick. UPSs were kicking on. Higher amperage breakers, yep. When they do that, they have to actually run higher gauge cable to run the higher amperage current. So your typical wiring to a room like this is bedroom wiring. It's to charge like laptops and cell phones. It's not to power a freaking, you know, workstation. It has, you know, 2 high-end GPUs drawn, you know, 500 watts of power each. So they got to run thicker gauge wires. You just have to rip the walls out and run the wire. Get a sheetrock guy to come in after that and then paint it after that. So I've had to do it before. It's a lot of work. But come on, sell off today, baby. Where are the bulls? I don't see them. Where are the bulls here? Why are they here? Resilience is slightly positive on S&P, which is not good. Still negative on NASDAQ, which is okay. But let's see. We've got Google with MHP break to the downside. NVIDIA went back up to the upside. So just run a dedicated 20 amp circuit, bro. I'm gonna tell them like, you know, give me that circuit you got for my washing machine. You know, the big double breaker. Give me the big one. Give me the juice. The man is on to me, trying to shut me down. The market makers are out there with wire cutters. Let's stop him. Oh damn! My trade is fighting again. Come on, NASDAQ. Give us the goods. Give me the goods, baby. Go full bore and get a 3-phase. Oh my god. The Harley Davidson keys actually were acting as a remote EMP. So they have like so the Harley guy is here to not just steal my girl, but also to interrupt my work. Like he's like got a dual purpose. Dang. That guy is like the coolest guy ever. Steal my girl and disrupt my electricity on the way out. He couldn't just take my girl and leave peacefully. He had to make it hurt worse on the way out. All right. Dedicated data center power. Yeah, because when I played Crimson Desert, my power went out. I had the stream computer open with all the lights and everything turned on. It shouldn't be drawing a lot of power, but I guess it is. But the weird thing is I wouldn't anticipate that it would be, because I mean, you know, this is a AMD 9950 chip and a 5080. 5080 is not even running the fans. It's drawing so low power when you're not using it. But with this computer on and me playing Crimson Desert over there, on the big dog, the room has gone to darkness 2 times in the middle of me playing Crimson Desert. So Let's double check VIX while we're here. Let me go over the economic data with you guys in a little bit. Give me a second. We are pressing slightly higher on VIX, which is interesting, which is good for my trade, I think. So as I've been talking to you guys about data, right? It's not that good. Things have sort of come out pretty bad. Let's review. So today we had GDP, today we had PCE. That's 3 of the 4 things the Fed looks at for rate cuts. Let's first of all, let's start off at the top. What's the probability on the Fed watch for a rate hike or rate cut? Let me refresh, make sure it's okay. So the way the data was kind of like laying out here, there's a 98% chance we get no change. Our current target rate is 3.5 to 3.75. And so 98% chance nothing happens. And actually a 1.6% chance we get a rate hike. There's people even betting on rate hike at this point. So data came out. Let's start off at the top. GDP quarter-over-quarter growth rate. Anytime, so growth rate is the rate. So let's look at real GDP. Real GDP is a chart. When rate is greater than 0, then the GDP is going up. When the rate itself is coming down, then that's not going up that much, it's slowing down. When the rate itself is negative, then the actual real GDP is coming down. So when the growth rate is lowering like this, you can almost imagine real GDP is sort of like tapering off and almost flat. So GDP itself is stalling. And so that's kind of where you're seeing. And when the growth rate goes negative 2 quarters in a row or 2 months in a row on the print, that's usually kind of like a telltale sign you're in a recession. So we're kind of on the edge of one, right? PCE core, right? Core excludes food and energy. And so core is just everything else but that. And core is a really good example of like discretionary items, right? Food and energy are things people need. So they have to buy no matter what, but this is the things people want to buy. And so all your discretionary items, TVs and iPhones and stuff, that's all in here. And you can see that this has just been going up since, since tariffs came into play. We never really fell below 3. And now that tariffs are in, it's still hanging out at 3 and slightly going higher. Fed wants that at 2%, right? The Fed projected that to be at 2% probably by PCE. The Fed is projecting 2% by next year. And even if you look right here, looks like my trade is getting squeezed. Even here, they're expecting 2.7 this year on core, 2.7 on regular PCE. But as we show, core is 3.0. It's not even close to 2.7. And the non-core is 2.8. Sorry. That's not. That's the PCE. Yeah, the PCE is 2.8. So when you look here on the Fed projections, it's missing the projection. Both of them are. And GDP, oh man, I am getting squeezed. All right. Where's my other up target? Upper band? Nah, I think I'm all right. Negative res, I think I'm good. Darb is 0. Just S&P fill the gap. There's no way. There's no way I'm reading this market wrong. I know I'm right. I'm probably just early, but we're going down. There's no way this is turning bullish on the Iran stuff. No way. Doesn't make any sense. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Google still has MHP break. Nvidia took a little run up here. This is what happened. Yep. Nvidia has saved itself. This has a big U up and then sells off maybe? We'll see. Trying to get my cost basis higher. This is where I'd probably stop out at though. Right about 80, 40, 120, yeah, 125. How much am I down if I go to 125? Oh, only 30K, it's not a big deal. Okay. I still want to be in the trade no matter what. The opportunity is the downside. I want to bag hold this until I'm right. I know it sounds like a terrible trading idea, but I don't want to bag hold with 25 for sure, but I want to hold this. I want to hold something. I know I'm right at some point through here. Now, how high would I be wrong at would be hit 206 and keep rallying. That would kind of confuse the heck out of me. All All right, let's see what happens with the res on S&P. Half gap break. So VIX is climbing up. So it means just volatility is there. All right. I'll take a 30K hit betting on this one. But this market is trying its hardest to continue to be bullish. Volatility's climbing. So let me make sure it's and coming right back down a little bit. Nvidia tried to break MHP but held. So there's some pressure on stocks are pushing up a little bit, a little tiny bit. Gold is kind of up a little bit as well. It sold off, but then kind of rallied throughout Asia and Europe. And yeah, like I said, I think we're exhausting the Iran trade. Like I said, I think I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right. But we'll see. All right, negative res. That's what I want to see. S&P negative res. Let's see that. All right, we've lost Google. We've lost Apple. So Apple had a half gap break just now. What do we got, Apple? I hate these flat opens though, man. When you have flat opens, resilience needs to be really strong for me to trust it. So we have this rule that if you open within 40 points on NASDAQ or 10 points on S&P from yesterday's close, you can't really trust resilience to be that good of a lead off unless it's at least 50 or more. See, it's negative 20, so it's bad, but it's not bad enough. It means all the stocks are just chopping around and you're going to get like a flip-floppy sort of market. S&P is right at 0. So Apple has a nice flat open and Apple breaking hedge pressure. That's good for at least for a short setup. But you have to see, remember it's S&P does have at least 10 points, but NASDAQ is like as flat as it comes. You're short too. That gives me hope. I had too much to drink yesterday. I think I went to bed at like 8 o'clock. Got on my Switch deck. I was playing games and I just passed out. Yesterday, Matt Leach and Luke from My Funded Futures flew in to hang out. So we went out and had me and iDoc and the two of them went and had lunch and we're just day drinking and chatting about life and props and whatever. I had 3 cocktails. I didn't eat anything yesterday, remember? Because the maid was gone. So iDoc had to go like run and get me some Starbucks or whatever. So normally I'd have lunch. I didn't have lunch or anything yesterday. I just slammed 3 cocktails at lunch. And I sat out in the sun for like 2 hours. So I had like a migraine from that. So I went to bed early. All right, come on, trade. Got my cost base up a little bit better. Let's, again, roll out of these 5. A little bit. Back to 20. Got 20 at 67, which could be better. Still not that good. I'm adding, subtracting, adding, subtracting. I'm trying to walk my cost bases up closer to here if I can. Now I'm in 20 with the cost bases of 67. This is the second time I've added, subtracted, added, subtracted. So I do this just to get a better basis at a higher spot without taking as much risk as and I only do that when I think I'm possibly wrong on the trade. But for the gap at 012, yeah, I think that's possible here. Like, you know, I think that really what's possible here is that we end up down. I want to see us at least 900. That's really my goal. So it's about, you know, almost 200 points with like 40, 50 points of risk from here. So it's almost 4 to 1 if it does do what I want it to do. But all signs are bullish. BD ratio 87. So again, I'm taking a fundamental bet rather than just taking my my per rocket scooter scalp potential, which is trying to take along. The B+ setup is always discretionary. Anything at open and close are discretionary pivots. Things like MHPs and zones and DD bands, I hit long every time. So I'll be willing to hit those long when we get to them. But inside of this right here, it's usually discretionary. If resilience is flat, it can go both ways, which is where we are today. Everything is still bullish on the setup, so nothing is bearish, but it is. I'm looking for it to turn bearish rather than be bearish. So my thought is that there is no bull setup from here. Possible one is hitting that long MHP. But MHP resilience close to 0, again, it's on the fence of maybe it can break. We are seeing like stocks like Apple and Nvidia hit those limits and sell. So I'm using a discretionary choice at half gap to take the short. Remember, there's no, you can usually I can long from here. Very rarely do I short off of the open and close unless I have good possible belief that that's a good trade. So people pulling their money up at Palantir into Nvidia and such. Take a look at it. Palantir, yeah. Alrighty, since you're, oh my God. Oh, have mercy. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh my God. Okay, so what about Nvidia? Nvidia is still hanging on 181 and a quarter, which is MHP. Holy jeez. Palantir, boy. Ugh. Ew. Yikes. All right, let's go, baby. Let's run it. And 20 contract. Let's go. Lower, baby. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just take a little profit there. Again, MHP is still a support. Let's trim it to 15. Now I got 15 cost basis at 81. That's a little bit better. Now I have my cost basis from here. I'll hold on to 15 for the fall. Let's go. Let me eat my eggies real quick. Because MHP is still support, that's why I'm trimming. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my God, Ghost, thank you for reminding me. I made a fundamental mistake today. Thank you, Ghost. You were right, we did open below it. Oh yeah, we did open below it, didn't we? All right, so it's gonna feel more comfortable being below it. Ghost Moonlight's talking about dynamic. Thanks for reminding me, bro. I appreciate that. There's only a 26% chance that it closes above and 74% chance it closes below. Are these conditions? S&P still trying to hold the open. Ugh, that's a choice I need to make. Should I just take profit on this? What do y'all think? S&P is trying to hold the open with positive res. And this can yank this higher today from here. Should I hold or should I take profit? See, smart chat. Hold till the end of the day. I like the way you think, sir. Usually in this kind of situation, I just trim. I do like that the wick, there's like these top wicks on these last couple minutes. It is pushing lower. You can feel the order flow too, pulling back. You can feel it, but I know this like big ass green fuck you candle is about to come out of nowhere. Maybe we'll see. Arb is perfectly flat too, so there's essentially tit for tat with the stocks. Going lower, incoming 200k day. All right, listen to you freaking degens in here, Nuggles. All right, fine. You double dog dare me? You dare me? Who you calling Yella? Hey boy, you chicken? What, Biff? Nobody calls me chicken. All right. I saw Back to the Future, the musical, this weekend. It was actually pretty dope. If you haven't seen the Broadway show, Back to the Future, they had an actual DeLorean on stage, man. An actual car. And they had screens that would show like, you know, like old school movies. You ever watch like the old Batman show from the 60s? like they're in a car, but there's like a screen behind them that just shows shit moving to look like they're driving. Well, they did this on the show, but it was very, very, very high tech. And like we had the scene where like Marty's driving through and smashing the DeLorean into the barn and hits the scarecrow and knocks over the tree. They had that whole scene was on the stage. Crazy how they did it and looks so real. Me and the girlfriend went and saw that this weekend. Hit that 1 million today. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll get the million. Not on not on 15. I still got 200 something K to go. Maybe we'll get there. If I fall to bull zone at 913, how much is that on 15? That's a 40K day. 40K for there if I get it. All right, so you guys understand why I make the does everybody here understand why I took the trade I took, just to kind of walk you guys through it? Part of the stream is to walk you guys through what I did. Rules of Rocket Scooter are open, close. So we rank our pivots, right? A plus, B plus, things like this. Let me walk you through it. Right, this is a B setup. Open and close and consider B setup. We call that our basically 50 to 60%. It's slightly better than a coin flip. So when resilience agrees with what you want to do, which is this white line and what you do inside of this box, you get about 50-60% chance of getting a trade right. Your B plus or B minus has to do with if the confluence agrees with you or not. Today, shorting is a B plus on NASDAQ. Longing from here is a B plus on S&P. They're both pointing different directions. So that's why I'm kind of like hesitant here to still be short, because they're both, S&P is still pointing up. The white line on S&P is up. The white line on NASDAQ is down. So they're both pushing opposite directions. There's not a clear cut. And as we teach you guys here, S&P usually wins. That's why I'm hesitant to be full port short here. S&P is still not playing ball with the setup. Okay. A setups are anything that work about 90% with full confluence. So A, and A, all right here. And A plus has to do if you have the confluence, and A minus is if you don't. So today, with the DD ratio being 80%, it's A plus confluence here. So that's also going against me. I've got two things from here going against me. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should take some profit. And you guys are like, nah, hold till the end of the day, right? So in all honesty, when I'm losing confluence, the smart thing to do is just trim a little bit, right? So let me trim a little bit. I'm wanting the confluence, I'm not getting it. Trimmed it down to 13, right? Just being smart here. A pluses have a 90% probability of pretty much, if you open in a bull zone, you close in a bull zone 90% of the time if this says support. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to exit my trade there. Best case scenario. Not have evidence it's going to fall further. So with that being said, here, every single time open and close is always discretionary play. On the liquidity map, you see that 1A has an arrow pointing up from open, as SPY has that upward potential. The resilience is this white line here. And this white line being greater than 0 means that the S&P is support. All of these are support. These will flip and say support or resistance based on this. So this is support right now here, which is why it's having a hard time selling off. NASDAQ has another probability here where NASDAQ opened below this orange line. And the stats on that are 74% of days will stay on the same side of orange they open on. So NASDAQ actually has that potential probability, and 26% chance it breaks and goes. So in all honesty, it's looking at the data, it's very much a coin flip from here. If I were to take a bet, I'm probably wrong because the S&P is still trying to fill its gap. This white line is greater than 0. It tells you the S&P wants to fill its gap. So S&P could break session highs in a moment, which means NASDAQ will break session highs in a moment if I'm wrong, which means that's about where I'll stop, you know? So anyways, it's kind of like one's pointing up, one's pointing down, and there's not a lot of evidence to really pick anything. Overall, if I were to say, it's slightly more bullish than bearish today. So I'm kind of wrong, but things are close enough to the break point that it could turn out to be I'm right. Like S&P's resilience is a 6. This is a scale of minus 100 to 100. So it's close enough to 0 that I'm willing to take the bet. Does that make sense? So if this was like 40 or 50, I'd take profit here and walk away. But the fact that it's right on the edge, it's close enough that I might get lucky. We're one stock away from falling. It's like the seesaw has like 5 bowling balls here and then 5 bowling balls and an apple here. It's like once you take off the apple, it's like, and put it over here, it goes the other way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like close enough, and it's a flat day that I'm like, okay, we're like one choppy stock away. So I'm leaning on the fundamental bet instead. When you're playing open and close, you always have that discretion that you can take. This is close enough to 0 that I'm like, okay, maybe it's worth it. 5. It's right on the edge. You know what I'm saying? So flat days, yeah. If it wasn't a flat day in NASDAQ, I wouldn't be doing this. I would be erring to the bull side. But these, when you open and close at the same spot, it's just choppy day. And so it's kind of like, does this make more sense? I'm now zooming out the other layers fundamental. Fundamentally, the data was bad. And fundamentally, we had this huge rally on this Iran stuff. What? That doesn't make any sense. How'd that repair the economy? What the heck? So we good. So now does my trade make a little bit more sense? It's already like a 60-40 sort of bet. And I'm betting that we lose 1 or 2 of the stocks. And I'm watching on the sidelines. Apple's the first one that lost. I'm like, can we get one more? So Apple losing half gap right here. I'm trying to see if any of the other ones turn on. Again, I'm probably wrong on this trade. The smart thing to do is to take the profit right now. That's the smart thing to do. And because I should do the smart thing, I have trimmed down significantly from 25 down to 13, about half, because I don't have the confluence. So remember, I'm using confluence in that sort of decision making to scale my position. If everything was like down, 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 I'd be balls to the wall full short. Do you guys see how I've sort of like, when I walked in, do you see how when I didn't have all agreeing signals, I had, what was it, like 15 contracts, I think. And then up here, I was like 25. And then went down to there, I was at 20. I was up here, I was 25 again. Then we're down here, then I'm at 15. Now I'm at 13. Y'all see how I've sort of took my cost basis that was here, and now I've moved it to 87, which was here, right? I got in heavier, closed out, got in heavier, closed out. And now my cost basis is here with 13 contracts. My original short was 15 from there. So what I did was what I always do is roll my cost basis up. I call that digging or rolling. I took my 15 contracts from here and I've moved my cost basis to here. Now I have 13 from that spot. And now I'm up 10K at the original spot I was at. Yeah, dollar cost averaging. But it's not just like, it's when I say rolling, because you get in and get out and get in and get out. So your cost basis each time you're taking small losses, but at the same time you're reducing your risk and moving your cost basis to a better spot. Yeah, it's strategic cost basis averaging. So it's not just adding at a higher spot. It's adding, like I shorted 10 more, I closed out 5 of those. Shorted 5 more, closed out 5 of those. And each time you take those small losses, your cost basis goes higher, you reduce your risk and you get your cost basis up higher. So now I'm at the same spot I was earlier, just with profit. And if I'm wrong and it goes up to here, then I'm actually at 0 at that cost basis if I choose to stop, and I don't lose any money on the trade. A lot more refined, yeah. And so it's a lot more refined. You're using dollar cost averaging with cost basis repositioning, and the whole thing I just call digging. I teach a strategy called digging. If you have other pivots that you can play with in the vicinity, you can just shift your cost basis around, and then I'll just stop right here. And if I'm wrong on the trade, I'm not going to lose any money today. I'll be down less than 5K if I pull the plug on this. So if this somehow just goes all the way up here and then I decide to stop, I lost 5K. Not bad for being wrong, right? But the opportunity is really good. This is a 4-to-1 trade. And again, the S&P is not selling off, so I could probably be wrong on this. Don't like it. You have a problem decreasing the contract because of greed? I'm telling you, man, you got to get over those feelings. That's the hardest thing to do, I know. It's really hard to just say that, or to do that when somebody says it. It's a feelings thing, right? You got to train yourself to not be like, okay. Like, you have to be okay with letting go and like assuming small losses, right? All right. Like I said, S&P still pushing higher. I don't have the good confluence, and RES just popped up. So I wonder which, and I have a stock feed that can tell me which stock it was. NVIDIA crossing up at 12, 0512. Yeah, so Nvidia's starting to rally here, and Nvidia broke half gap from the mid. So Nvidia's pushing for a gap fill. Wait, what the heck? Come on, Nvidia, open up. Nvidia just filled its gap. That's what happened here. So could be that Nvidia keeps the market going. Not my favorite thing to see. And NASDAQ's res just went to close to 0 here. No. Okay, let's do a giveaway. While we're waiting, let's bring the excitement up, friends. Do prop giveaways like I do every single day. Hold on. Where's my thing here? All right. All right, friends. Hold on. Where is it at here? All right, we'll start off ETF like we do always. Hold on. I'll type it. Hold up. Lead share funding first giveaway, always do. Then we're gonna do some Lucid, some My Fun Infusion, take props. Got all the good stuff today. All the good stuff today. You have a problem closing it. So the hardest thing to, like, when you're trading, I'll tell you, and what you guys just witnessed on stream is the skill set of a trader. I'll tell you, when you get started, you never really know what you're really trying to learn how to do. If I were to tell you what is your skill set as a welder, and you would tell me, well, my job is to weld these two pieces of pipes together, you know, so that it doesn't leak shit and kill people. And it sounds like it's pretty cut and dry, because that's your ultimate goal. I need to weld two things together so that it doesn't fall apart. That is your ultimate goal. Now, it might take you 10 years as an apprentice to perfect that trade skill, but you at least know what you're trying to do. If I were to say, what's your goal as a trader? Tell me what you're learning as a trader. You know what? 9 out of 10 people get that question wrong. Let me ask you in chat. If your job was a carpenter, you would say, I'd like to make, somebody says as a pipe welder. Oh, you're a welder? Yeah, you get it, right? I've worked with so many welders as an engineer. You can totally attest to this, right? Like, you know what your goal is, and it'll take you 10 years to get there because you learn all the nuances. I mean, every single thing goes into it. You got like the temperature, humidity. You have to even know the color of the metal. If you're doing it wrong, you can see the colors change, right? I mean, there's all kind of little nuances you wouldn't know until, you know, you were an apprentice under somebody and they taught you the skill set, right? So say that you were a carpenter, right? What is your job? I want to make beautiful furniture that, oh, another welder here. I'll kick ass, dude. So I want a beautiful furniture that doesn't fall apart when somebody sits on it. You know, there's no splinters in it. It's very nice looking. It's aesthetic. You know what your job is. You know what your job is going to be. It's very easy to understand what your job is supposed to be when you get to the finish line. So if you guys in the shop welding, hell yeah. Oh, kick ass. That's awesome. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Like a trade skill, you're an apprentice for. You're gonna spend your whole time shaping, like I call it carving a statue with a spoon, right? You're scraping away just a little bit at a time, and ultimately you end up with the statue like a decade later, right? You're not learning everything overnight. You're crafting yourself small pieces. So in trading, in those two examples, can anybody here describe what your goal is as a trader? Everyone gets that question wrong. When I actually make you stop and think about it, you really people stumble over the question. They're like, huh, I guess to make money? Right. Tell me, like, what's your job as a trader? That's what everyone says. Make money, whatever. Literally. So what do you think your job is in the welder or carpenter example? What do you think you're going to spend 10 years doing? People, you guys know because I've trained you. Y'all have cheated because y'all know the answer. But isn't it crazy? Like when you all look at yourself right now and you go, huh, what is my job? People are saying freedom, make money, not lose money. Like, think about it like this, right? You're supposed to learn some kind of skill set. Do you know what your skill set is? Most people don't even know. A lot of you guys don't even know. Execute your plans, all this kind of stuff. I mean, if I were to say, what's your job as a welder? He's not going to say, execute my plan and make money. And, you know, they know exactly what the goal is, right? What is your goal as a trader? All right, let me tell you. Let me tell you what it's supposed to be. Most of you got it wrong. Ready for this? Your goal as a trader, your skill set is the following. You are trying to learn how to invest money and make a return without losing money by learning the skill set of emotional management under stress Your job as a trader is to learn emotional management under stress. That's your welder's skill set. That's your carpenter's skill set. Losing money, making money, that's all part of it, right? But the real skill set that you are training yourself on over 10 years of time is emotional management under stress. That's the real skill set as a trader. How do I make decisions under the stress that affect my emotions related to the money that I have? So your money, right, has this sort of tie to you emotionally, right? Like money makes you feel a certain way, and everybody feels differently about money. But at the end of the day, everyone's goal who's a successful trader, they all have the same outcome. They all learn how to manage, make emotional decisions under stress about money. And so whether the decision is like, you guys got part of it, right? Risk management, have a trading plan, this and that, that's all part of it, but it all falls under the same category. How do you follow a plan if you're a wreck upstairs, right? Like you're supposed to make your plan, but I'm supposed to close this trade, but man, I need to pay my bills. I need to stick with it though. Okay, I'm gonna stick with it. And then you abandon your plan because you've got no emotional management. The upper echelon of everything is emotional control. So as you're carving yourself as a trader, it's making those quick need to make decisions without feeling anything. You guys remember, I don't know if y'all were paying attention earlier, but I was talking about GDP and I had it front and center. My account was down 18,000 bucks. I didn't blink an eye. I didn't even pull up the charts. I didn't freak out. I just held through it. In my head, I already know where I'm pulling the plug. In my head, I already know how much I'm willing to lose. In my head, I know my position. In my head, I know everything that I'm supposed to do. And I don't even have to see the charts. My emotional control is rock solid that I can still not even interrupt a sentence of what I'm teaching you guys. Pay attention to that. As a matter of fact, I do see the VIX is actually decaying right here, and I might lose my potential to sell off. The Nvidia is starting to push. Let me take profit. You're right. I agree. So like essentially being able to just seamlessly do my job without having to feel it. I see VIX in decay, finding lower lows for the session. I decided to close my position. You're right. Good eye on that. So the whole point is, what you might notice that I do differently than a lot of people is I always seem to kind of know what. I think people mistake that for having some kind of people have said like, dude, Matt, it's like you've got the sixth sense about the market. It's more like I'm just as prepared and trained as one can be. I'm never blind to what's going on. And again, I probably close out early, but VIX is decaying. So I'm sort of like, let me just take profit and see how things turn out later. Wait, where's my widget here? Oh, here it is. So when you saw me, get in a trade, not freak out, add to it, get in a trade, add to it, roll in, roll out, roll in, roll out, and then sort of manage cost basis here. While I'm talking to you guys, I'm multitasking. In the back of my head, I already know what I need to be doing. So I don't freak out whenever things go against me. I'm not like, what's going on? I knew that when it said down 15,000. And again, I still think maybe I think I'm wrong on the trade. So I kind of don't want to be in it from here. S&P is starting to improve, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But the point is that, I can see the P&L and I can know exactly where price is because I'm so prepared. I know exactly how much I'm going to lose. I know what price it's at because that's how much upside down I would have. And, so it's kind of like you guys don't see me making like weird emotional bets, right? So after 10 years, hopefully you guys, somebody said you threw your whole plan out the window and started going with momentum. Your bank account, 100x now, you haven't looked back, been 2 weeks. You threw your whole plan out the window and tried something different. There you go. Risk management, high level emotional size of place is the pieces below that. Be influenced by so many variables. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's like you have to make sure that you are, it just becomes like routine. You're like your tasks. You're so routine on your task. And maybe I did close early, but hey, Nvidia is rallying, S&P's holding. I'm not going to chase this. Although I know I'm right. I know I'm right. The downside's still really small if I'm wrong. Now it goes down. I got faked out. All right, so I'm gonna spin the wheel the first time in a second here. But yeah, so emotional control under stress. And managing money, right? So you have to make sure you don't lose the money you have. And there's all these ways you can go about it. But your goal at the end of the day, a successful trader will sit there and show you how much control. You'll watch them trade and they'll see, it'll look like their heart is made of ice. They'll be so like, see, that's okay. A win is still a win. Okay, we're gonna spin the wheel in a second here. I knew it. Oh well. See, I'm not like FOMO. Let me jump in on this. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I could have got better, but that's all right. I can still play on a bounce through here. If we have another spiky candle, I'll take it. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Every good trader will look like they have a heart made of ice. They will just be so, it's like a calculation machine at that point. You know what you need to do. You're constantly looking at the variables, deciding, should I trim? Should I hold? Should I get in? Should I get out? It's not just put in my money and wait. A lot of people, the difference is that you don't see what goes on upstairs. I always tell people like, okay, somebody says, you know, Matt, you're a really good trader. And you know, I see you shorting and I'm shorting, but how are you making money and I'm not? Like, what's the difference? People asked that before. Okay, real chin strap, baby. First winner here. And people say, you know, like, how come you're making money and I'm not? I don't understand. I'm shorting at the same place or whatever. There's a whole different layer of this that a lot of people don't see. Like, what is the difference between me and maybe you if you're newer, right? I try to explain it to students and people that are learning in this following fashion, right? Your decision might be, let me short. And you pick your contract, you're short. And pick an example. You shorted 10 right here and I shorted 10 right here. Okay. And your brain does this. The minute you short 10, your brain does this. You're like, okay, I'm going to short 10. I'm going to short 10. Okay, I'm in 10. Good. And then from there, all your brain does is, I hope I make money. I hope I make money. I hope I make money. Okay, cool, I'm making money. Cool, I'm making money. Okay, cool, I'm making money. All right. Okay, maybe I'm losing some money. Okay. Oh, I'm making more. Okay, cool. Right? Your brain is just narrating what's happening, right? Difference between you and me is when I'm in 10, market's going down, I never say, okay, cool, I'm making money. I never narrating what's happening. I'm always saying, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if Nvidia breaks this? What if Nvidia breaks that? Where's the low for the Mag 7 stocks? What's volatility doing? Okay, is volatility still good? Check. Okay, what about DD band? Okay, check. Are we close? How much can I fall? Okay, there. What happens if I'm wrong? Okay, minus 40 points. Okay, I can lose probably 20K. What's my overall balance? Okay, that's less than 10%. I'm totally fine with that. I mean, that's my brain, right? So if I were to have like a microphone in here, you guys can hear what's going on. A lot of people just plant and hope. They put in the trade, sit back and hope. But like every moment I'm in a trade, I'm actively, what if this? What if that? What if this? Okay, what about this? What about that? And I'm constantly churning numbers. So like inside, there's never a moment where I'm not on the game. Even I can even like got so good at multitasking that I'm teaching you guys something. In the back of my head, I'm still like, okay, wait, what about this? I glance over here, I look at that. So there's a lot more that people are considering, and it has to do with position size management that you may not know because it looks like they're pushing buttons and you're pushing buttons. Y'all are doing the same job. Back to the welder thing. The master welder and the apprentice welder are doing two different jobs, even though they both have an acetylene torch in their hand and they both are aiming at a piece of pipe. They're both in two different levels, and the guy that's the master has got 20 things circling his head while he's mastering his craft. And it's a big difference. And so when you start getting better at trading, you're going to realize your confluence factors are constantly whispering to you while you're in a trade. And you're constantly analyzing the little nuances around it, not just, I hope it goes down, I hope it goes down, I hope it goes down, right? That's a big difference between the winner and the master. You know how to lay that pipe, baby. The master and the apprentice. So a lot of people are like, but I don't understand. I'm shorting where you are and I'm not making the same money. And I'm like, yeah, but you just shorted, right? I played with my position a little bit. I got in, got out, got in, got out, moved my cost basis up. I didn't hold a big position because I didn't have the confluence and I was trimming down. And sometimes on the stream, I mean, I try to like orate what I'm thinking to you guys. So y'all can understand my thought process, hopefully helpful to y'all. But I'm constantly trying to like say, and when I move this, okay, I trimmed out a little bit. Okay, got in here, trimmed out. I don't have the confluence. not super confident in it. And so hopefully that helps y'all like see on the inside. But it's like, it may not seem on the outside that I'm doing it, but on the inside, I'm constantly spinning my wheels. So the person that's doing very well at this, at least if you're winning, you're losing at trading, somebody's beating you, right? As a trader, it's because of those differences. That's a major difference. It's not just a small difference. It's kind of like, we'll do MFF in a little bit. Don't type it yet. But hopefully that's helpful to you guys, right? You call it the journeyman. Yeah, like the journeyman, the not apprentice, but yeah, journeyman, and a person in training, and advanced on their advancement towards mastery. And you might just look at it and be like, oh, it's just so easy. I just hammer the nail in. You hammer the nail in. But like, you know, the carpenter can be like, right, and then hit all the nails in too, and you can't do that. Right, there's years of practice that get kind of like ingrained in your muscle memory and stuff, and the better you get at it, all the little nuances, you know exactly what you need to do, when to do it. And it's like a little bit of carving a statue with a spoon. It takes a while, but you get there. All right, don't type it yet. Not yet. Hold on. Not yet. Not yet. S&P now has the confluence I want for the short setup. I think it's going to be a slow mover, though. To be honest, I don't think it's going to crash. Volatility is not going higher. It's sort of collapsing, and I think I'm probably right by getting out of the way. Now, whether I am missing out on an opportunity here, I did get that, which is decent enough, but I think best case scenario, it's down to here, and maybe we just do that. I don't think we're selling up. I think it's gonna have a slow burn because VIX is very low, right? And VIX isn't moving. That hammering the nail sound was perfect. Thank you. Attention matters as well. Somebody says most people are on autopilot, need to learn to undo that independent from your default blueprints. Yeah, LSP is right, man. You have to think about it like you get on autopilot. You're just in the trade, and the minute you're in the trade, you're like, okay, let me just kill some time and see if my trade works, right? You pick up your phone, you're doom scrolling. Am I making money? Okay, cool. I'm making money. It's active thinking, right? I'm never detached from it. And I'm so like good at not being detached from it. Even when I have this and I'm telling you guys about GDP and I have that covering the charts, I'm eyeballing this up to the right and I know what my P&L is, and my brain is drawing the chart in my head. I'm like, oh, I'm down 12K. So I know I'm up at, 25,030. Okay. So I know that. I know exactly about where, and so my head says, like basically before I covered the chart, charts look like this, then I'm down 15K. I knew that the chart looked like that. So even so, without even looking at the chart, I'm envisioning the chart, knowing how upside down I was. And so like, again, like the more you trade and master your skill set, you're going to learn there's a lot of things you can do. That's a skill set you didn't know you can do. If you know how much money you're upside down, you better know about what that chart's looking like without even having to see the chart. Right? You should know exactly, like a grid. You should know exactly, if I'm in a position of 15, and if I was in 15 and it fell to there, I would have made 32,000 bucks probably. Think about 32. If I would have gone here, I probably would have lost about 10K if I was wrong. If I stopped here, about 5K if I stopped there. Right? If you're not conscious of that, the guy that's beating you at trading is conscious of that. You gotta learn that kind of stuff. Don't type it yet, guys. Not yet! Well, yeah, we haven't started yet. No, they like these mofos like to troll me. Look at them. They just like to troll. Every time. I'm surprised. I'm surprised my mods aren't also typing it. They just like to be funny. At least you're just saying MFF. Sometimes they say like scooter tutor, rocket cooter. But you have to follow the crowd. That's the thing. Just follow the crowd. It's totally fine. All right, let's play some jams. I want to hear some jams today. Oops, hold on. Dude, I was immediately thinking about Half Gap Boy a second ago. Randomly, I manifested Half Gap Boy, guys. The chill flow. Do I like house music? Oh, dude, I'm such a huge fan. Where are my half gap boys? Some jock jams, please. Okay. Like cool reggae agua. Can I just jump into this? I know it's like terrible. Famous last words. Everything's now negative again, which I wanted to see. Robbed myself of 40 points. I'm okay with that. I'm so sad though. The TPT account that wouldn't quit finally quit today. It got squeezed on that first run up. I got in too heavy. I was in 3 or 4, maybe 3. But I took a payout, so it only had 4,500 buffer on it. Do we go to music festivals? Yeah, we do. We definitely do. Yeah, we go. I go to a lot of music festivals. Last couple years, I haven't done many because I've been so busy. I haven't really traveled much either. Like I can't. Like every weekend is like valuable to me. But I've been to tons of festivals. ACL so many times. Repress when Houston's have it so many times. I've been to Lollapalooza. I've been to a ton of EDM festivals. All right. See, my intuition was right this morning with the downside play. There's plenty of opportunities to short this. It's gonna be a slow burn because volatility is low. There's gonna be plenty of opportunity here. Whenever I feel like I'm missing out on a trade, I'm never stupid about it either. I don't just like jump in at the dumb place. But I think I was right about the whole bleed off sort of situation. But again, so this is actually a bull support here, by the way. So I should exclude everyone who doesn't listen. Keep entering the code. Nah, they're okay. Let me tell you what happens. This is what happens. I've already done a case study on this. I've polled people to find out. What's actually happening is that most people are working and they got the YouTube stream up. Like this is what they have. Like they got chat over here and they got their work up. Give them some credit. They got their work up and they're working, but they got chat off to the side like this, right? Every once in a while, when nobody's looking, they'll glance and what's Matt doing? They'll put it back up here. They're looking for chat and they got the volume turned off. So when other people are typing it in, not just like, yeah, that's me. I'm telling you, they see people typing, volume's turned off. They're just typing. They don't want to hear my voice or something. They just want to see what I'm doing. That's what's going on. Yeah, it's not bots. I polled people and found out they're just listening with the music, they got their own music playing. They got the sound turned off. They see somebody type. They're like, oh shit, it's giveaway time. Let's go for it. Then they put in their earphones and listen to see what it is. Do I have different rules for my personal account versus work account? Wait a minute. Do you have many different rules for your personal account versus work account? What do you mean by work account? You're talking about prop accounts? Wait, exit liquidity in Discord. You made it last night. Brad and chat loved it. If I like house music. All right. Let's play it. And then there's you when you're actually paying attention with the sound up and you miss the entries. LOL. Yeah. Great for YouTube engagement. Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, you guys hit that like button really quick. 501 likes. Let's hit it. Give me a little bit more likes. We'll throw the MFF giveaway. Let's get that up to 650. I already smashed the like button real quick. I'll do a giveaway as soon as y'all do it. I'll do the MFF. What's my bias? Downside, short side. I took the short today. It's $7,000. But again, I still think it's not going to just fall straight down. It's not that volatile. We're testing overnight lows, and this is actually where yesterday's lows were as well. I still think it's going to probably fight here. It still has bull zone support as well. Yeah, so prop accounts, I basically just like, I take prop accounts in more of a way of like I'm expected to lose more and I'll burn through them differently. Like prop accounts, I'll sort of just like if I have 3 prop accounts, an example, and I got 3 pivots, I will trade this account to blow it up in the first day. I will trade a second account there to blow it up on the first day, and I'll trade a third account there to blow up on the first day. And I'll just roll through them that way. One of them's bound to go up, and if one of them goes up and makes money, or one of them goes up and passes, and I've passed one and lost 2. The opportunity of what I can make from passing one and getting a payout from one offsets the cost of the 2 that I lost. So I trade props like that. I very much play the prop game rather than I spend it trying to, you know, manage money and risk inside of a prop account. And so I trade my personal account way differently. Like I don't just, you know, like props. I'll tell you, there's a prop account. I don't think I've ever used a stop loss in my entire life using prop accounts. I've just got like all my prop accounts. I got a limit order here, maybe a limit order there, a limit order there, and a limit order there. Accounts 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll have those limit orders set and I'll just leave for the day and come back, and some of them have made money. Like I treat the prop game like it's very inexpensive to lose, and it's very rewarding if you win. Like the low cost of failure allows you to just take extraordinary amounts of risk in the prop account without having to lose a lot of money. Did I lose weight? I did. I also got a haircut. I am working out like every day. Trying to get in shape. Gotta look good. I can't be the person opening a reformer-based, you know, fitness studio and be the only one not in shape. What's up, girl?
I salted all this. I was very proud of it. And I walked an hour pickle. Damn.
All in one morning?
Yeah, well, because I
Nice.
charged all my Starbucks. I was like,
I know. I'm already feeling like a little wired from it.
I'm like super wired. Can we get a Mercedes?
Today?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but I'm not gonna let you buy the poop color G-Wagon.
Oh my god. Chat. Okay, there's this G-Wagon color I really like. It's a champagne chocolate brown matted color. It's so elegant. And Matt was like, I'm not going to buy you a shit colored car. Oh my gosh. I'm offended. What's wrong with shit? Show a different picture.
Is that the color?
Yeah, the back side of it. Like the left. Yeah, that. Yeah. Okay.
Are you in the military?
It stinks. Black matte is, but okay, guys. If you guys know me, because you guys don't know me, but I don't do typical colors. Anything. I don't do typical colored Birkins. I don't do typical colored Kellys. Anything expensive is not typical. No typical.
Somebody said stinky.
Yeah.
Bronze, yuck.
Yeah, it's bronze.
Are you in the army? Yeah. You went mudding? Did you go mudding in that car?
You don't ever have to.
At least if you want brown, get a shiny brown.
That's not shiny. That's still matted.
Well, no, it's got, well, I guess so, but like a shiny, like a, well, I mean, look.
You could polish that turd. That's funny.
Yeah. It looks like a toy car. When those matted cars look like toy cars, one. And it looks like it's just like unfinished. Like you're like, are you getting your car painted? You know, like.
Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of seeing it now. It's just that when I saw a girl walk out of it and it looked hella cute. But okay, fine.
Maybe it'll look hella cute. But can you like pink, white?
I definitely no white, no black, nothing normal. I will wrap it in pink. So apparently, I thought that they make G-Wagons in pink, but they don't. All these influencers actually pay like a buttload of money to get it professionally painted, repainted, and matted. Or wrapped, sorry.
2 girls in 1 cup G-Wagon. All right, you see what I'm saying?
Why do you deal with them?
No, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's asking me a trading question on what do I prefer? Choosing risk based on your personality or based on the system. For example, if personality is impulsive, what kind of risk would you advise? Oh, okay, yeah, we can go. Like later.
I just want to see it. It looks like I want that mint color.
Where's it at? Where's the dealership at? Closest one. There's a Mercedes one over here.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
The one that you telling me about.
Okay.
Might as well just look.
Okay. Okay. All right. See what I'm telling you? See what I'm telling you? Anyways, your question about risk management. All right, what do I prefer, choosing risk based on your personality or based on the system? Always personality. Always. I hate when people. Risk is about like how much you're willing to lose based on you. Like what's comfortable for you. A system should be tailored around to you. Like I have a system that tells me it's 40 points a stop on NASDAQ. So I know my system tells me how far I'm willing to go before I stop, but me tells me how big of a position I'm willing to be in to take those 40 points upside down. So the system is like where you execute the trade, but how much is the you part, right? That's always should be you. So there should never, nobody should ever say it's okay, bro, just lose 2% of your account per trade. I hate when traders say that kind of stuff. That's such a newbie, like bullshit. Failed traders teach that stuff. It's like how much when they say, you know, when you're trading you should probably lose 1 to 3% a day. Bullshit. I lose 50% a day if I want to. Like my feelings are different than yours. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's what's right or wrong for you. And the small account challenge, I had 100K to going to $1 million, right? I've made $780 something thousand on that. But at the 100K, how much am I willing to lose? Well, what if I lost 50K? Somebody else might be like, well, how are you losing 50% of that small account? I'm like, well, that's because my comfort level is that I'm actually allowing myself to blow up this account in 2 trades. Well, that doesn't make sense. That's a lot of risk. What do you mean that's a lot of risk? You sound like an idiot. Don't tell me what's a lot of risk. There's no definition for a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk for you. That's not a lot for me. If I lost 50,000 on the 100K start, I'll put 50,000 in the next day, and 50,000 in the next day, 50,000 in the next day, and for the next 500 days. But why are you taking that much risk? Well, because my goal is different than yours. My feelings are different than yours. I'm trying to make $1 million in a month just to show off, to gain traction on the YouTube channel. So everybody has a different motivation. But I remember some people are like, I don't understand. How come you're taking 50% drawdown? It's like, well, I allowed myself to do. That's my rules. I'll allow myself to lose half the account up to like 200 or 300K buffer, and then I'll start trading normal. But I want to build a buffer in there so I've got room to play and take some drawdown while I'm trading, so I can survive Trump tweets and stuff. And you guys have seen the P&L. You can see that, right? So like my whole goal is designed around my own emotions and stay what I'm willing to do. There's no such thing as like what's right or wrong in trading. So that's the answer. Oh, I have so many giveaway songs in this playlist. Hold on. Let me remove the giveaway songs. The tiny P&L song. So right now I'm not willing to lose half the account. Right now I'm trying to keep it about 10-15% per day. The thing about Bullnox is really good. They rank fairly well on our site. From in our test data. It's not on our site yet. $59 in Greenway, Mario. Okay, that's the one we're gonna go to then. So it's either like I told her, I was like, no, I was like, don't get a brown. I can see the brown looking kind of okay, but the matte color, I don't know. I feel like the matte colored car fat is gonna be dead in like 3 or 4 years. It's just gonna be an ugly look. You know what I mean? I know everybody likes them now, but man, I don't think it's gonna stick around. I don't think that fad's gonna be here. It looks kind of cool, but it just looks like it's gonna be dated. And even matte brown looks like double shit than the shiny brown. This could be nothing but a headache for you guys. Yeah, probably. Girl from Viet? Yeah, she's Vietnamese. S&P is rallying up a little bit. All right, I still think we're trading lower, but negative resilience, slightly negative, and it's again, it's just barely at zero. If this were to fill its gap right here, I would short it one more time on S&P short. Question becomes if I want to take 16 points of draw, and if I put 3 contracts on it, that'd be about $2,000. I can hold 3 on the short side and lose 2,000 if I'm wrong. Going from there to there and then just hitting it really hard right there. Nasdaq has fallen pretty much, a pretty significant amount. S&P's barely got close to its lows today. I get half gap one more time, I can short it. If I put 3 and then 5 and then 20 again. Let's do 4. I'll do 4, 10, and 20. I am going to get back in for the right, but S&P this time. 4. I'll do 10. I'll do 20. I'm gonna stage a whole trade through here. 4 to ride, 10 to average in at half, 20 down here. As long as the rest stays negative, I'll play this. Okay. Nasdaq, I've missed a little bit of the move. The S&P hasn't moved yet, and res is negative, so this resistance is pretty good. And back in. So if the 4 is wrong for 18 points, is about $3,000 of loss, a little bit under 3. So if I look at this and this, I'll tell you my thought process, about 3,000. So if this drops down to 4,000, we're here. If this drops down to 6,000, we're about here. Like 5,500 actually. So if I'm like not looking at the screen, I tell you when I saw my thought process earlier by knowing where you are on the chart. If I wasn't looking at it, I know, oh, time to add. So in my brain, like if I'm wrong, I'll go all the way down to about 4,000 bucks. I'll be adding up all the way through it. So the bet is off of open, rejection, half gap, rejection, close. So here, the same short as earlier, but on a gap fill. Now this is trying to support here. And again, indicators are all right that this is resistance. I just want something just in case it starts picking up some volatility or something. VIX is still dropping though, which is not good for the trade, but. All right. What time are you meeting at Greenway? You gonna come drive cars with us? Heck yeah. All right, let's do MFF, baby. I'll get those likes up to 650. Ah, 613. We got 40 more to go. 40 more likes. 40 more likes. My Fun and Futures giveaway, 40 more likes. I'm already prepped and ready to go. Are you willing to show what sources I've subbed to on Financial Juice? Yeah. I'd love to. Here we go. I keep it very light. So here's what I've subbed to. Bloomberg. We're not doing the giveaway till y'all get those likes up. You got 40 more likes. Bloomberg, commodities, markets, economy, and stocks. Then CNBC, economy, and top news. That's it. Oh, and I guess Forbes news the most popular. I don't have that many. Market Watch, top stories and real-time headlines. And a lot of those double up, but that's it. I don't have that much. That's more than enough. During earnings season, some of these have earnings news. I think I've read some here. You can get like I thought there was one that did earnings. Stocks to watch, maybe. Company news. Oh, here we go. Company news. Like, you can click on company news during earnings season if you want. But that's basically it. Just top stories and headlines, market news most popular, and I double up on 2 or 3 things just in case the speed is different. on when they release. CNBC, Bloomberg, Forbes, MarketWatch. That's it. I mean, and they're all pretty much copying each other's news, and they're all running. It's the same. But Bloomberg Commodities, I make sure I keep this so that it's very much on, like, and if you care about oil and stuff right now, energy markets or bonds, you know, you get some, you can look at some pretty detailed stuff when it comes to the Bloomberg side of things. And then Financial Juice has its own news feed, which is this blue dot. So even they throw their news out with it. But that's always been good enough for me. And the kind of like the algorithmic, oh, the Halo song, the algorithmic, oops. The algorithmic ones, the ones that are red, like the breaking news, is always Financial Juice's own feed. So look at those likes up, baby. 650. Oh, y'all did it. Okay, hold on. All right, My Fun and Futures. We got it up. So I had lunch with Matt Leach yesterday to talk about new stuff with My Fun and Futures coming out, and got a new plan coming out soon, which is really nice. They actually, we were talking, they were like asking me, okay, we have options of like which name we're gonna go with. Which name do you like better? And so they asked IDOC and me which name of the plan we liked better. They were kind of tied between a couple of options. So we both gave our opinions on the choice plans they had. So again, my goal with this one is to play up to here. I'd like to take some drawdown so I can actually get a really good trade on this one. Here, half gap and gap fill through there, and then stop if I'm wrong, to bet that the market by end of the day comes down. So now I want to build a trade for the end of the day. So when I close here on my NASDAQ, it looks like it's looping back up. Man, I'm telling you. I still believe fundamentally I need to short every pop. I'm gonna tell you though, if I had to choose between a G-Wagon, if I were her, and the mint colored Roma, I'm telling you, she should go with this. Or the G-Wagon needs to be, this is like, this color is like totally her. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, like,
you know what I'm saying? Can you get a mint colored G-Wagon?
I mean, I would like that Roma Spider, but then I still need a SUV, like an actual useful car.
It's not a G-Wagon, it's not a useful car.
These are all useless cars. So what am I gonna use whenever I pick up people from the airport, grocery shopping, go to volunteer at a soup kitchen, like things like that. Like I need a normal car. An Audi.
An Audi, the Q, whatever. A school bus. Yeah.
What's an Wrangler Rubicon?
Let me teach you something about cars.
Okay.
If you need, here's a rule number one about cars. If you want something, buy it. If you need something, buy it.
So buy both?
Yeah.
I already have.
You need a car that you want and then a car that you need. So do you need an SUV so we can lug stuff around?
Yes.
It's not gonna be a G-Wagon.
So what's gonna happen when you got a baby?
Oh, there's a back seat in that Ferrari. We got to get a Ferrari no matter what, because I got to get in the club. So.
Okay, so then that means you give me no option.
No. I can go buy me something, but.
No, I want the mint green. And
But-
it has a gray top. That's the amazing thing. Whoever designed it really thought about the complementary colors.
It's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
Mini.
All right, I'm getting the spider.
But we can go look at the G-Wagons to see if you got something you like. But I'm saying is we can always get an SUV if necessary.
I drove past Aston. They have a pink DB12.
DBX or 12? Like my car?
X.
DBX?
Yeah.
Like a pink?
Pink.
Why don't we go look at that today?
Well, because it's being serviced. It's not our car. It's not a car to be sold.
Well, the Astons, you can design any color you want. This DBX turnaround time is like 6 months or less. It's pretty quick.
Yeah. So 2 Astons in the house versus Ferrari.
I'm still getting the Ferrari. I'm getting myself one if you don't want one.
Okay, then just get me the mint one.
But if you want the DBX, then go DBX. I would say that's the car I would rather have if I were choosing. I like Aston so much. But anyways, with the SUV, that's what we should get. DBXs are so cheap.
Oh, X is the SUV. Oh, I'm talking. No. It's your car, but without the backseat.
Oh, the Vantage.
Yeah. It was pink, matted pink wrap.
DBX is cheap, and they're like $250, and then you load them up, they're like $3. They're not that expensive. You want to get the G-Wagons, probably that same price too, right? Are they like $3?
Yeah, or even less.
I don't know. Get a family station wagon like from Chevy Chase, the vacation. Chevy Chase. Do that like that, his like brown station wagon. Holiday Row. Ooh. Excellent.
Your choice of alcohol.
I'll do it later. Spinning the wheel, guys, for the MFF giveaway. By the way, winners of our giveaways, you need to go down to the Discord. Link is in the description below the video. Go to the contest channel and send a message to Slacks, our admin, and tell me you won the giveaway with the screenshot of your YouTube ID. Wait, show her the Shelby Sap G-Wagon on Google Images. I've never seen that. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's the one she wants, that pink wrapped G-Wagon. It's like Barbie pink. I just looked it up. Yeah, during the nice days, you can take the roof off and enjoy it. That's right. That's right. You want to be like me when you grew up? I'm only 38. Hey, nothing wrong with that. When I started trading, I was 30 years old. I started trading. Never too late to get into it. Michael Jones, you're the winner there. Congratulations, Michael Jones. All right, cool. Now I'm getting the setup I want. A little better setup here. That's now went positive on S&P. It's because Nvidia is rallying. Ooh, could I try for just hold some contracts on NASDAQ too? Let's just put 2 NASDAQ contracts here as well. S&P is more like, let me hold S&P for the opportunity. Let me scalp some NASDAQ while we're chilling here. Here's MHP touch second time. I was born in 80 and 81, yeah. The song reminds you of Gypsy Kings? I like this song too. Oh, I need to play the house song y'all were telling me about. Hold on. All right. Again, the confluence is not as good here as it was earlier, by the way. So the confluence is less good. Yo, what was that song I did last night? The EDM song you were talking about. I just rewind the stream if you didn't see who won. Just rewind the stream. I'm still shorting. Something's going on. What the heck? Do we got some news coming out or something? Good deal. Good deal. Okay. It's gonna be more war stuff. Like I said, give me those pops. $9.55. Now there's a big push there though. Oh, there's where I want to be on S&P. It should be in. I want to add 10 right here on S&P. Trying to build a position there. Maybe at 18. I'm a little low on that. Liquidity pocket party. Code haircut. I know, right? Looking sharp. It's been a hot minute since I've had a haircut. Yeah, I shaved today. I had kind of a neck beard thing going on yesterday. Matt and Luke comment about it. I was like, I need to get a haircut. They were like, are they gonna shave your neck beard too? It's like, shut up. You watched my stream yesterday, dude. I hadn't had a haircut in like 2 months. I hadn't shaved, and I feel like freaking 2 weeks. So I had a pretty. Oh, and I was wearing like my pajama, like the clothes I streamed in, but like I just look like I totally look like shit yesterday. And so this music cracks you up. The jams are funny, dude. The songs that people wrote for the streamer is so funny. All right, good. I got that bounce there. Again, the confluences aren't so good for a sell-off. This is actually a support right here. So I very much could easily get squeezed from here. I'm not. Again, it's the same thing as earlier. The confluences are still not great. This still can show move to there. So I'm not hitting it full port from middle here. I want to get close to 10 contracts there. And then close to like maybe some 20 in there to play that. End of the day. But I did put a small scalp on NASDAQ here just in case it does hit MHP and reject. Because that's where it wants to stay below it. We'll see. This is just showing like no volatility, and this is just squeezing shorts, and some stocks are moving too, so it's kind of tracking them pretty good. No more giveaways for a moment. We already did our giveaway, folks. You could stop typing in chat. Exit liquidity in Discord. Oh, okay. Hold on. Yeah, there's a bunch of songs here. Bro, you know me. I love house music.
Same joke, new face. Screenshots.
The screenshot.
Side eyes. Still here. Why?
This is like Billie Eilish in a way. It kind of takes me back to like OG Billie Eilish.
Talk big games in my DMs, charts in your eyes like diamonds. Say you hate games, then you play them.
Bad guy, yeah. I'm a bad guy. Actually, yeah, Charlie XCX. Yeah, like the voice. Interesting to see this scoop up like this and move higher. Remember, tomorrow we have CPI, so that's a big mover as well. I'm so impressed that the market has decided to respond so favorably to this bad data. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I think I'm right. Actually, I know I'm right.
this time on the smart one, but you still chase with the turbos. You're just here for the vibe now, but your heart betrays every eyebrow you call poison and still say
The live Zoom training closer to May. We got as soon as we launch prop score, then after that I'll do a boot camp.
I'm done with this, then hit my story. Man, will you be my exit liquidity? Take the hit and set me free. Make the move, take all this risk from me. Cash me out of your fantasy. Will you be my exit liquidity? Last one.
This rejection 2, 3, 4, 5 times today. Here's the 6th one. Let's go. I got a limit order at 618.50, which will be here, just to add to that S&P. I am so impressed that the market has not started selling off again, but I think it will by the end of the day. I think it will by the end of the day. I got hope. Oil's been rallying like crazy, so last all morning. After so right, we had the London closure. That's kind of the ramp up into that. ES cost basis. I want to build all the way through the close here. Like I feel like it's gonna squeeze me up to there. I just did, because Nasdaq hit its resistance here. I just added 4. I'm going to add 6 more. Then I'm going to add 10 more there. So 4, 6, and 10. I'm playing the whole range here. So my cost base ES is probably 68.09. Oh, it's actually, I got such a bad cost basis on that. We'll see. Cool song, man. I like it. You like the beat? I like the beat. I think it's cool. All right, I'll be back.
Neon futures calling me higher. Trade the fire, wire to desire. Neon futures beating it in time. Midnight market's yours and mine. Resilience in the morning light. Screen glow, a digital flight. Charts dance, maps ignite. Eyes fixed, ESTs in sight. Volume lifts the trading sky. Trades race, heartbeat runs high. Fortune's wheel we won't deny. Doomsday smiles as numbers fly. Ride the
All right. Oh, my trade screen. All right. All right. Let's do it. I think SP goes down. I think it's possible. I don't know if it goes down from here though. I would be so surprised if we broke through these yellow lines, kept going, like where we rejected yesterday. I think that this 6836 level is the high for the week. I would be extremely impressed if we made it to here and kept going. I would be so confused if we went there and broke to another bull wave. The bull wave stops there. So my thought is I kind of want to build a short all through here. Like basically small, medium, stop, medium again. Just to bet on like the overall sort of like week, sort of like to work its way lower by next week. But for some reason, man, it's picking up a lot of steam. Oil's been rallying really crazy though. Today up about 10% today. You'll see oil today, $8. But again, that's just like retracing. So oil's just doing like a technical retrace off of that big sort of move that we had yesterday off of the the peace agreement thing. And this market's just sort of like moving on that. So oil's just a technical retrace through here, but I think it's oil's going to go to the halfway point and then turn around and go down. Once a straight sort of opens up, I think the craziness about oil turns around. Monthly maps are all bullish, dude. Bullish. This is a public playlist. If you go to the Discord, there's a song submission channel. You'll have some info in there. Did my limits fill? No, they're still there. Do I hold overnight? I don't hold through the overnight, but I do trade. I do day trade overnight. Unable to accept invite. Are you using the Discord link in the description here? Try on a browser or something. Sometimes Discord is glitchy. Can I explain why I'm bearish? Yeah, so like the fundamentals, right? The economic data is bad. While the market does have bullish potential because of all the things you said, structure does have some bull play. You see how it is still trying to fill its gap, being bullish. Two things, fundamentals are bad. And number two is NASDAQ is still sort of resistance pressure from the open. NASDAQ's resilience is a negative. So while NASDAQ's pulling down, S&P's pulling up, it's sort of tied. So I'm breaking the tie with fundamentals, basically. GDP quarter-over-quarter growth rate is showing towards signs of recession. And again, not meaning that recession just means the market crashes out today, but we have CPI tomorrow as well. These data points are pretty damning on the economy. So the market just popped like crazy once we threw out a peace deal with Iran. But that's not the reason the market was selling off. The market was selling off because of fundamentals. And so it just oversold because of that, and then we overreacted. So my bet is that we continue back on the path down. I know I'm right. I just might be early today. But this right here, I mean, this is pretty bad. So, like I said, I could be early, just fine. But I know that I'm right. I know that somewhere in here, if we do hit it a second time, and we're doing this next week. No doubt in my mind. So I at least want to try to take a stab at it. Structure points are bullish-ish. The S&P has moved to fill its gap, which is what I'm trying to trade for. Got some limits here about to fill. I want to build a position at the gap fill as the high to pull lower. There's no A+ long setups either. So Like if we were down in liquidity pockets and bull zones, I would have been buying these dips down here to be long. But inside of here, there's just no, they're B and B plus bull pivots, B plus, B minus. So in here, it's discretionary. Anytime open and close is always discretionary, especially when it's a flat open in NASDAQ. So it's not really a strong push either way, even though liquidity maps and everything is still bullish-ish. I know that that's probably just for today, and then maybe tomorrow I get the real trade I want. Or like overnight. Yeah, here's a little squeeze, which is good. All right, I think I just filled those S&P trades, which is good. Like I said, I'm just playing it small, you know. So if I break out like, you know, 130, give or take NASDAQ, I'll probably close out. Like I said, I just put 4 to bet that we close below MHP, and I like to say maybe 130, just like earlier, same place. Again, you get a second move up in NVIDIA. The market's pushing because a couple stocks are moving. Like, you know, Meta's slightly up, Microsoft's way down, ABGO slightly up. Google's down, you know, like it's like a mixed bag of stuff, and then Google is down, right? NVIDIA is pushing, so that's giving us a little bit of market push. All right, so good. Now back to where I started. S&P going to session highs, good. Fill the gap, that's what I want to see. I want to see S&P attempt to fill the gap right here. Okay, good. I build a position from that. So I'm barely playing with anything, right? All right, let's get up here. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, let's try it. That's like the second trade from earlier, but just with a better cost basis. NVIDIA, with NVIDIA moving and this moving up to here, this NASDAQ's probably going to overshoot pretty big. So 130, I'll close out. So whenever the market, usually with shorts, I build a position around it. I just short a different place. I don't just jump in at one place. I build a position around an area because it can reject off of all three areas. So No, I'm short, dude. Oh, I'm short. I'm short from here. I'm not wrong. I'm right. I just might be wrong today, but I'm not wrong that we're coming down by next week. It's not news, guys. I already showed you my thesis. I'm ignoring everything related to Iran is completely fake news now. It's not going to move the market. Ignore it. Gives me an opportunity to reset. The market's not going to fly up 10-20% on any further good news in Iran. Yeah. Like, to me, once the peace deal talks are in, there's no further good news. You can't get any more peace deal talks. And you get slightly better resolve is not going to fix the economy. Like, that's kind of where I'm saying. The fact that there's news taking me to pivot, my bet is that we are back to the same trajectory by tomorrow. And if I'm wrong today, I'm wrong today, but I'm not wrong for next week. Yeah. there's a peace, not a peace deal, but like a ceasefire, which leads towards a peace deal. I think the optimism that the conflict in Iran is the staging point for a bull recovery in the market, with GDP in decline and inflation going up and all that stuff is just kind of like silly for me. I think it's just, you know, they found liquidity up here. They're going to get some buyers up here in the next week or the week after. I mean, we're back to pushing lower. But like I said, we'll see. I know if I'm wrong for now, at least in a month from now, I know that we'll be at a lower spot. There's nothing that's like proving to me that the market's not still trying to push its way lower. And so yesterday, that big up that we had is just an opportunity. Now, whether today the early opportunity or not, we'll see. I made like $110,000 yesterday, so if I'm giving back a little bit of that, that's fine. Shorting yesterday as well was where all my money came from. So, like up here, I'm just fading it back out. So we'll see. I think that everybody that's buying into like bettering Iran news are getting trapped. That's what I feel. That's just what I feel. And we'll see. There's that limit on the S&P right up here. Bulls will win eventually when things get better, but this market's doomed for more selling. This relaxing candle is not the this right here. Today, I think tomorrow is lower, and the next day is lower, and next day is lower. Not wrong. This might be slightly early. However, I think come down this next week. I think by next Friday, we've priced out everything that went up. Like by next Friday, we've priced all the way down to here. Even if the market's bullish, we need to test this as support, even if it's bullish. This got way ahead of itself. I mean, economic reasons. It would be very weird for this to not. Again, I'm trying to see something that I think other people aren't seeing yet. It's declining economic data. People that have been selling good news for the last 3 months are still going to sell good news today. It's that nothing's changed since December, like on the economic front. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? I don't know. Am I making sense to you guys? You know what I'm saying? This is just like good earnings in December. I mean, January, good earnings pop up, sell off, right? This is, you know, good news on the Iran front, pop up, sell off, yeah? Am I making sense? My thought is, you know, the economic data is completely still in decline, and it's actually getting worse. I'm around the edge of a recession, so if I might be early, but people are still going to sell this off until quarterly earnings this month, this next quarter. Oh God, the Baby Short song. All right, another song. I think it's going to take one full cycle of earnings to show that companies are doing better. I think that we will be pricing in the fact that companies are going to miss earnings expectations by next quarter. Iran does affect the market. It doesn't affect the economy. It affects the market, but not the economy. Just a little bit. a little bit of the oil centric stuff, and it's such a small percentage of Iran in the Strait. That's not even 10% of, you know, our oil needs. We don't even get our oil from over there. It's global issues, but yeah, it's such a small part of it. It's markets overreacted to news that don't matter. I've been trading long enough to know that. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. I skip baby short while in a short because I'm not in a baby short. I'm in a bigger short. Bigger short. Dee dee doo 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 doo. We don't get a lot of oil from the Middle East. 8% of our total oil, which is about 500,000 barrels per day, comes from the Middle East, which is like the capacity of like one refinery or two. 8% total, and our sources are from all kind of places over there. So we get most of our oil. We don't get most of our oil from there, so it doesn't affect us as much as it would affect other people in the globe and the dollar. It's okay. I'm willing to take this big bet. If I'm right, I finish the million challenge next week. If I'm wrong, then I'll just take a little bit of a hit today. Breathe. I said I want to be short all through here to bet that we come down. That's it. Worst case scenario, hit yellow line again. I have to hold my breath while we bounce off of it. But if we break through this and keep going, I would be very surprised. I would be shocked. That would be breaking bull side and keep going. I would absolutely be shocked. I wouldn't understand what Wall Street knows that we can't already detect right now. Like how's the economy gonna get better? Earnings are gonna be beat, you know. So this would be a shock to me, and I'd have to completely just take a break and revisit my thesis. It's a shock. It's the world's wonkiest looking K. I'd be absolutely shocked if we broke through yellow. I don't like this K. I'm gonna redraw it. The word shocked here. Shocked. I'd be very confused. Very confused. Like I said, I think I see something other people don't see. That rallying on Strait of Hormuz opening is an absolute sham of a rally. I don't know. Could be wrong. You think I'm wrong, chat? Chat, am I wrong? Am I wrong, chat? Chat, am I wrong or am I right? What do we think? Well, I'm wrong a lot. Don't think I'm never wrong. Am I wrong about this? Am I wrong about this? I may be early, but I don't believe I'm wrong. I may be wrong today, but I might be. I know I'm not wrong on the thought, right? Are you guys wrong on the thought? The economy's doomed. You know what I'm saying? Doomed. I'm right from the right place. I'm wrong from the wrong day. I'm right from the wrong day, probably, but. Go charting is going to be launched today, I think. And I'll have the ability to double check the license server, and then I'll let you guys know when it's ready. I'll make an announcement. I got to go through and test it myself. But the license server is the last piece of it, and we're building that. Bye-bye, Yankee. You think I'm right? You agree with me? I'm as wrong as champagne colored G-Wagon. I know. For some of you guys' benefit, I hope that I am wrong. That way, y'all's portfolios are protected. Nobody likes to see the stock market tank. Economy is doomed. Slow, not doomed, slow. Economy is going to slow down. It's slowing down. We can already see it. We can see the data. It's slowing down. Rallying 10%, 5%, 6%, 8% on a Schrader or Moose is an opportunity in my mind. It's an opportunity. Stagflation, mild amount of stagflation, mild. Yeah, like inflation that doesn't go down, and slight bit of, you know, employment situation, you know. People aren't going back to work. Jolts are coming down, right? And unemployment filings aren't coming down, so people aren't getting their jobs back. Companies are eliminating jobs, maybe due to AI. And we have medium small inflation problem. Medium small. It's not even that crazy, but it's not good enough, and the Fed's not going to cut rates this year probably if it doesn't get better. GDP slowing down. It's like it's an economic stall. Doesn't mean that the market doesn't just rally and find some buyers until it turns around, but doomed. Market's doomed. Well, not doomed in a bad way. Not like market crash, but I'm saying like, you know, we're back to another wave of selling like what we saw in February, March. My thought. Did I sound like Rockefeller in the Great Depression? That's where he gained most of his wealth? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, when he monopolized Standard Oil. Wasn't it Ohio? Where was he was from Ohio, right? Let's see, where? Man. Cleveland, yeah, Cleveland, that's right. Cleveland was the hub of U.S. refining. London market closed, yeah. So Cleveland was the hub of U.S. refining, and Rockefeller gobbled up all the refineries there and started fixing prices and stuff. Then he started making deals with the Commodore to ship his stuff. Vanderbilt, straight through all, you know, basically monopolizing the trains to get just his stuff shipped on him. And like, yeah, basically just locked everything in. And then Teddy Roosevelt fucked him up, split up the company. And then the I think it was the New Jersey or one of them became what's known as Exxon these days. One of the splits. I think it was New Jersey. Hold on. Which Standard Oil became Exxon? New Jersey. Damn, I'm good. My memory's pretty good. Became Mobil, then became Exxon, and then yada yada. Now it's Exxon now. Standard Oil of New Jersey is now Exxon Mobil. Because before they broke up Standard Oil, they broke up something else. There's something else they broke up. There was another monopoly they broke up at the same time. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, tobacco. That was the big one. Yeah. American Tobacco at the same time. That's right. All these oil trusts and stuff. Northern Securities, 1904. Standard Oil, 1892. Pipe and Steel, Addison in 1899. American Tobacco, 1911. They didn't like their monopolies back then. Can I draw a reverse whoosh fan? All right, I got you. Hold on. What is going on here? Something's happening. All right, let's see what we got going on here. This is crazy. Again, more sham news. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit more risk here. Position a little bit better. Yo, I would be damn confused if it broke this and kept going. Do I want to take this risk? Something must be going on right now. Sham news. What the hell is going on here? NATO, this and that talking. I'll be absolutely confused. Okay. All right, let's do it. The fuck is going on here? It's my target. That's my target. That's my bigger target I shorted from yesterday. That's where I want to keep shorting for next week. That's it. We break this, keep going. We're done. Sham news. What is this? Something going on with the straight. Something going on. What's happening, guys? Trump. Let's see what Truth Social says. Anything? I'm looking at right now. Like I said, I don't believe it's going to have the potential it had before. What's he saying? I don't see anything on Truth either. Financial Juice is not loading up for me. And how you talks with Lebanon? Oh, okay. Like I said, again, I think that trade is exhausted. I think the market's going to have a different opinion of this. We'll see. My assumption is that Wall Street would stop feeding into this after yesterday. I cannot get Financial Juice to load up. What the heck? All right, now let's see. This is the better place to play from. If I'm wrong, I just take a little small loss today. This isn't that big of a deal. It's not juicing. Here we go. How does that change anything? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's sham news. Watch me be right. Maybe I'm wrong today, but I know I'm not wrong. This is my ideal short spot, but let's see what's going on here. Well, these rocket scooter methods have been longing. No, like nothing in a flat market. There is no method. In a flat market, it's flat. It's coin flip. So there is no A+ setups right now. There's nothing. S&P pointed up, Nasdaq pointed down. This is all news driven. You guys, y'all have to understand the difference between structure. Y'all spend too much time staring at charts. News drove market higher. Structure can't predict a thing about that. So I want to be short because resilience is negative. And fundamentally, things are bad. And I don't think we're going to break out to new highs, but I could be wrong today. But there's no pivots to play from. All of our stuff, A+s are all off down in here. The only pivots I have are taking a gamble inside of here. And it really wasn't that strong overall. So my bet is we're just going lower. Just news. Like don't think everything that moves had reason. This is a bull trap. I'm convinced. And I know I'm right. I'm not going to be bag holding for a lot, but I know I'm right. Lebanon seeks direct talk and Israel agrees. I don't think that's the mechanism for the market to turn around. I think this is a bull trap if there ever was one. In a flat day, resilience, throw it out. Unless it's greater than or less than 50 or negative 50. You can't use it if it's between 0 and 50. It's not that predictive on a flat day. You have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. So in this environment, I'm just zooming out and trading on the fundamentals only. But this is sham news. It's fucking sham ass news. Watch, I'm not wrong. I'm probably just early. I know I'm not wrong. We'll see. We'll see. I'm at the position now. I'm short 34. It's good enough. Charlie's green FU candles. I think it ends today. I think green FU candles end today. I think this is the last one we'll see. That was it. Tesla liquidity up here. I think we're going to hit the real power of Wall Street, which is like, fuck this economy. The real power of Wall Street, fuck this economy. Watch. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. I'm short 6 NASDAQ and 28 S&P. We'll see. Like I said, this is just trying to retest some of this. I would be absolutely confused if this broke out to new highs. I'm firm belief that this fails today and tomorrow. And if not, the timing is off by next week. You sell all this off. I'm never this bearish, but it's hard to believe that, you know, Israel and Iran and Lebanon are somehow in control of the price of 500 American stocks when this world is, this data is coming through just so bad. So it's an opportunity for me. Once the war stuff dies out, Wall Street wise, the economic data takes over. It's all about timing. So the timing can be off, but the trajectory is not off. Your primary goal as a trader is learning emotional management under stress. That is your ultimate skill set. That's not your goal, it's your skill set you're training on, like what you're trying to get better at. Emotional management under stress. That's sham news. Sham news. Yellow is a very strong resistance. It has been for a while. And if somehow it supports and decides to break and keep going, like I said, I would be absolutely confused. I would be shocked. So I think traders are like in that excitable anytime there's good news, let's just push the market up. I think, you know, dealers and stuff are trying to transfer some liquidity, you know, find some buyers up here, get out of their positions. It was like a highly unusual sort of move there. But I'll at 50 and some change. I'll start pulling out the position closer to here. My new graphics card, I got a 5090. I got a 5090. That was the new graphics card I got. All right. All right, I'm in. We'll see. What's my cost base in S&P 22? It's not as good as I'd like it to be. Didn't expect a candle like that. I guess looking good for a little bit, and then we're up. Sham news. Sham news. Let's see. I've kept the account fairly manageable so I can absorb, like, you know, big hits or moves like that. They're not even big hits, you know. Barely touching, you know, barely touching any of the gains I've made. I've had a pretty good management even through this kind of weirdness. My position size has been pretty on point to keep it within range. I'm still under 30. I was about willing to give like 30, 40K. So I'm still all right. I'm still within the range, which is good. Let me find some NVIDIA pivots real quick. I need to calculate something. Keep an eye on that. Some redline NVIDIA. Good. We got a squeeze out on this one. What the hell is this? Okay, let's check one more thing with Vic. Show you guys what I'm looking at here. There's March, there's April. April's here. Vic's just absolute decay, man. That's crazy. Alright. This one might not actually be turning around here. Like I said, sham news. Sham news. Let's see. I just survive through the hour, and then the next hour candle, I think, is the turn point. Yeah. Like I said, if we broke through here and broke out to rally, I would be absolutely confused off of this. Like I said, I still want to be short. About 50 is about my limit, though. And that's it. What on earth is, like I said, I don't have any clue. Wall Street must know something that we don't know. This is breaking out to a rally here. There's got to be something we don't know. Markets in this environment, I think, are going to remain pretty rational. This part, I don't think there's a bullish sentiment change. This is just squeezing shorts and trapping buyers. That's it. I bet you if I close my eyes and disappear and come back a week from now, the whole thing's priced out. I'm not in my position yet, not here. No, maybe closer to here I will. And too many giveaway songs on this playlist. We need to have a separate playlist for giveaways. Again, flat day, it's chopping all over the place, but I just was building a position around here. My Nasdaq was relatively was sort of here and here, but I'm not adding to that. I could probably close that out in a little bit. Just sit on. I want the S&P short. That's the big one I want to do. Yeah, I want to see the next hour, like the start of it, right at noon, what the noon candle does. It's sad. Today's not today. Maybe not. I don't know. I also have plenty of room to play on this one. Might take profits today. From here, at least like here and lower, like find lows for the day, like down to here. I think with the way that it's squeezed up now, I'd be willing to take profit probably closer to here just for today. Like if it doesn't, for whatever reason, I get lucky with like a big fat red candle, I might close out there instead. But if it starts slowly working its way lower and conditions change, I'll hold through it. Like my thought here is just a bigger swing down to this lower area. And so I could just be wrong today. I've been crushing it the last like month though, the short side, and the market's turning out bullish for whatever reason. Then there's something we can't see, then something we can't see. But my thought is by next week we're catching up to here. I don't want to miss out on that. That's a big run. I don't want to miss that. But we'll see. Now this I don't understand. How people still have an appetite for trading off of the Iran news. My thought was after we sort of iron things out that we'd be over it and the market would get back to its trajectory. Meta and Amazon, Nvidia too, they're all three of them are sort of pumping. I don't know. By next ball 50K, you bought 2 accounts using the code ROCKET. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, like I said, 206, that's that limit there in NASDAQ, and then who knows? I mean, the shitty part would be if it runs all the way to DD and I close out and then end up being right. Which one will hold through on this one? I'll start trimming this down though. If I hit 50 with some heat, I'll trim it down a little bit. Yeah, again, like news candles, right? You're trading, everything looks good, your trade setups are good, and then news comes out of nowhere. Then it's not really technical, anything you can't do about that. So I still want to smack it hard though. NASDAQ has 206 pivot. All right, how do I do this one? I still want to hold a little bit longer for that though. So I'll trim back a little bit on the S&P, just a little bit on this 50 break. So about 55, actually, not 50. That's where I want to hold to. This is breaking yellow and going more than 10 is confusing. ARB is still positive slightly, but it's not really that positive. But S&P, NASDAQ 206, that's the limit. That's the level. That's like the bigger pivot. All right, let's trim that down to 20. I took a loss on 8 of those, and then I'll have 20 on this one. So I got my NASDAQ so I can play on that. Like I said, news scandals sometimes happen, but all I want to do is get through the next 5 minutes, and then hopefully this turns. And my next thought is, do I want to play NASDAQ from here? It's not bad because I made like 110 yesterday. So, you know, this market's just gone all over the place with news. It's going to fly around like that. Let's see. That's the spot right there. Okay, we got 3 minutes until or 4 minutes till the hour switches. So that's my thought. That this is the high, that this is it, and if it doesn't sell off starting next hour, then we got the idea wrong, and then who knows what's going to happen from here. Okay. Does selling at a loss increase your average? It removes risk. If you get out of a position, your cost basis will modify. Yeah. If you bought things at different places. Like I said, I got squeezed on some news candle, but I'm still not gonna let it shake me out. I'm not in belief that this market's turning bullish. If I'm right, like I said, if I'm right, by the end of the day, we're out. Without the whole thing. I think that was absolute sham news. Okay. So we'll see. Yeah, 55 is about my limit up here. 55. I said 50 earlier, but 55. That's where I wanted to build like a bigger position.
Just a gut feeling, an internal fire. He'll place one small order, a single quiet bid, and the whole damn futures market does just as MIB did. Oh, the legend of MIB, a phantom of the tape. He buys the fear before
47 was that high, and we're breaking yesterday's high.
before the first bell rings. He knows the secret how the market swings. He doesn't fight the trend, he rides the tide with a cold steel nerve and no need to
I'm known to be wrong sometimes. I just don't get it.
story they say, but you see his shadow at the end of the day.
It's completely perplexing to me how
I met a man once who swore it was true, lost everything on a short that he knew.
it's got to be a trap.
Go south, I can't miss your bet. Then Mib took the other side and he's paying the debt yet. He said Mib's not a person, not a man, not a name. He's the sum of all wisdom, the ghost in the game, the embodiment of every lesson you learn when you get too greedy and you get your fingers burned.
It's like the world's slowest 4 minutes. All right, so I want to see on the new hour we tap yellow and turn. Like that's it. My last final go of this is here. S&P broke its and Nasdaq has it. So Nasdaq's final limit is here, and if we break through this and keep rallying, then we do. Okay. At the new hour's in.
He buys the fear before the great escape. He sells the peak before the first bell rings. He knows the secret art of
We just hit it hard.
He doesn't fight the trend. He rides the tide with a cold steel nerve and
206.
the legend of myth, just a story they say. But check the order book right before the swing. You'll see a single contract signed MIB. Just a go.
Okay. We're not going to find lower lows today from here, though, I don't think. But all like last 2 weeks, I've been like, man, I can't wait for some highs to short from. This is the level. 55 right here. Here's the new hour. 206. That's like my better trade here. So let's see if I can get a play off of it. All right. And cut the S&P back a little bit. Trim the S&P down and play Nasdaq more. Dude, news bullshit. That's usually what gets me on this damn challenge account. News just goes one way or the other. But still though, I don't believe in the news. I'm still gonna take my belief in what I think is gonna happen. Yeah. There's some straight up BS going on here. 47. Where this came from, I have no idea. People are like starting to get back into that whole sort of mentality of the post-tariff sort of let's just trade with the president. But again, I still think when you look at this daily chart, this is just too that's like way too optimistic. What are we gonna just rally and break highs? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, let's see what happens when we test yellow first time. 175, okay. So my thought is, as we push through here, there's going to be a test here, and we'll see what happens here. If it falls to there, like that. If not, then the bigger. This is the I'm playing it big because this is the bigger reversal I'm looking for. Like the bigger reversal. If I'm early for today, I know I'm not early in general, but man, this is some sham news today. Anyways, I was willing to take a big spot on it. I gave back pretty much all my gains from yesterday. Not all of it, just some of it. How is there no fucking retracement on this. Do I want to hold until here? Dude, I'm literally just blown away from here. I didn't think we were going to break through 50. I've already trimmed my S&P significantly. Now I've got NASDAQ that I'm going to work on. What is crazy, right? It's all right. There's no way Israel news is going to turn the economy around. I'm telling you, this is going to reward the people that see that. This market's going to reward people that see that. I know it. No, it's not. This has to be the top. It's not today, but by next week. I know I'm not wrong. Just let me cook. I know I'm not wrong. You're getting heat today. And that's it. This is all just like short squeeze off the news. Okay, but I know I'm not wrong. Could this be a V up from the lows? If Wall Street was selling at the highs before the data got bad, and now the data got bad, why would they be buying here? The data got worse. Yeah, I was thinking we would tag like the weekly high and then that'd be it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when we return to yellow today. Like this is where those sort of 255 highs were, this area here. Like I said, I don't think I'm in too bad of a place, but gotta take some heat to get some. I still think I'm right. If I find a TV, add about half an hour. Let's see where that middle is here. All we need to do is stay below 206 and I am good for the fall, and I will jump right back into a heavier position. So I'm saying, like, fundamentally, right, you're just trading and then news starts to create an event. This is stuff you can't control in your trading. You just got to react to. And like I said, I don't believe in the news, and I think it's going to price out. Maybe not today, but by tomorrow I think it will. I am not wrong. I'm not trying to, not even ego either. I just know I'm not wrong on this one. If today turns to be a wrong day, then today is a wrong day. But I know the very next MHP break we get, or the very next rejection we get off of a DD band, I'm smacking it hard. So all you need to do is fail 206 and then we're clean. So no, I'm not going to hold overnight. I just when we hit 206 and I picked up my phone earlier, I shorted very heavily in my big account. Like I'm talking like heavily, like millions of dollars will be made in the next week if I'm right. My conviction's good, yeah. But we'll see if I'm wrong today. The good thing is I'll know if I'm wrong, you know, pretty quick by the end of this week. I think when the tariffs sort of turned around, everybody was like super optimistic about Trump turning the market, like, oh, we can't miss out on the big rally. I don't think this is the big rally. It's not the same. Tariffs had a big play on American economy and inflation and all that stuff. There's a reason it rallied really hard. You know, that's a huge change in companies' earnings and the economic state. But Strait of Hormuz and 8% of our oil supply, and this is like, at this point, is sham news. I think the idea of trading that news is becoming exhausted. And we'll see. Like how the market does this because of it. We weren't selling off all the way because of that war news. The war was just catalyzing the eventual move, but I think the initial sort of stabilization point is like down here, and that sometime this week, next week, whatever, we're back down to here. Maybe if not today, I am looking forward for next week, so we'll see. But I want to hit it good. That's why I'm hitting it big, so I want to play it. Yeah, the ceasefire swing, but that's the thing. That's like the exhaustion point. We pushed lower and the market swung off of that exhaustion low. The market just pressed really low too far, and that swing was just recovering lost traction there. So like these couple of days, the market just swang back up to cover like some of this volatility. But I think it over swung, if you ask me, but we'll see. We'll see. I made 100 yesterday, and it takes me 100 risks today. I think it's $1 million bet. If I see something no one else sees, it's $1 million bet. Like I said, I can make my big account shorting here at 206. I'll make many millions of dollars this next week if I'm right. So we'll see. Stored. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I my short. My limit is here. Like I'm like literally. I've added a little bit. I've changed my mindset because the news. Like if that news wasn't gonna happen, I would have stopped out. But because news pushed it up, I gotta just absorb it. I mean, I'm totally fine to absorb it. I mean, I'm up almost 800,000 in P&L for this challenge, so I have plenty of money. Technically, the challenge it's got a lot of fat in it. I decided instead of closing just to trim, which I did, and I still have a medium-sized position, and this DD band upper band is like literally that final place. But because news happened, I was like, oh no, fuck this. So I trimmed out of S&P, and then when I got closer to here, I started playing NASDAQ a little bit better, because NASDAQ is really the sort of the juicier one. We'll see. If deal makes progress, I don't think the deal making progress is going to do anything. I think it's already priced in. I've been trading long enough to know the Wall Street fake outs. The deal was priced in two days ago. The candle pushing up was just a response to the deal pricing in. The deal's pricing in is here. This area. This was just an overshoot of the deal pricing in. We're back to here next week. I'm completely convinced of it. We've overpriced in the deal. It doesn't affect the American economy at all, like almost at all. Straight, you know, the war progressing is creating fear that things get worse, but the war not progressing doesn't change anything. Our companies don't get better, inflation doesn't get better. Israel and Iran are still going to fire bombs at each other over the next couple weeks, couple months, 3 decades. The state of everything is not going to change, even if the US is not involved anymore. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I just, you know, I've making some big balls bets before. I think this is the thing I see that I think that I have a very high probability of seeing something that a lot of traders don't see yet. And we'll see. I'm willing to make the bet on it. Oh shoot, we gotta do straight to funding giveaways. All right, let's do it. Hold on. Giveaway time. Hold on. Shoot, we made it. Did we make it? Oh, we did. Okay, hold on. Do some straight to fundeds for you guys. Hold on 1 second. We didn't do, hold on, wait. Today's giveaway is going to be we don't Lucid yet. Okay, Lucid first. And straight to funded. Hold on. What sucks about trading these environments with the news, it's the news that drives it. It's like, it's more luck than anything being on the right side of stuff when the news happens. All right, type in Lucid, guys. Hold on, clear participants, type it again. Lucid first, and then you guys earned some Tradeify straight to fundeds. Y'all made it. Y'all made it to the number of likes. How many do you guys we're gonna do? Like 3 of them? I'll give away 3 Tradeify straight to fundeds. Ooh. All you need to do is get back below 206. Get back below 206, baby. It's gonna fight here, but let's just get below it. That way I can rest easy. Oh, baby. I don't talk about my big accounts that often, but my big accounts are short here. Short fucking hard. Like, I picked up my phone earlier and started firing shorts. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. We'll see. Just gotta lose 206. That's it. That's the level. Yellow line reject and then just bleed it all out. All right, we'll do 1 Lucid giveaway and then 3 Trader by straight to funded giveaways. Oh, you just get back down here. Just complete crazy sham ass news. I don't want to miss the trade. I don't want to miss the trade I want to take. The challenge account. All right, 5. Swing the wheel in 4. Swing the wheel in 3. Swing the wheel in 2. Swing the wheel in 1. Postpone the G-Wagon, LOL. Joni. Type something in chat. You ever see your name flash by? I mean, you've got like 500 people. There's 500 people entered, and when I spin the wheel, it doesn't scan all 500 names. It only scanned like 50 names. Yeah. Meratium. So these are sponsored. So you're one of the Tradeify straight to funded winners. So these are sponsored by our sponsors here. Tradeify has currently got 30% off all accounts, which is kind of cool. MyFunded Futures is 50% off Pro. If you've never done it before, my favorite account, 50% off there, which is really awesome. Lucid's got a 40% off, which we just did, and then of course, Features Lucid. I missed something. Tradeify. ETF. ETF is 90% off their statics right now. Okay, this is for Tradeify straight to funded. There's 2 more. Y'all are gonna get 50K straight to funded accounts. The big dogs. All right. I know y'all didn't type Tradeify in chat, but we'll just spin it off the Lucid inputs. Why are you so stupid today, Margaret? There's no way Israel news is going to turn the US economy around. No way. No way. Thomas Jensen. All right, one more. Tradeify straight to funded accounts. Oh wait, hold on. It's so weird. Atsuso Serenity. It's weird. All right, congratulations on the winners. Do me a favor, go to the Discord, go to the Concepts channel, talk to an admin named Slacks, send him a screenshot of your YouTube ID. I'm helping my developer with something really quick. Oh, here we go. And then screenshot of your YouTube ID from inside your account. Let them know you won the contest. We'll hook you up. It's so weird. Excellent, guys. Excellent. Congratulations, winners. Good job. All right. Now, join me on MyFunded TV in a little bit and watch me backhold this trade further. Treat it like a swing. I want to get in for the bigger run to the downside. My developer bought a new computer for himself. Oh wait, no, I got it. Just saw it. Never mind. I bought him a new computer to work on, and he was like, "It's being shipped Did you? Because I was like, double check that the charge went through. Just the way it does. It isn't a like, you know, my bank usually has like fraud detection or whatever. Somebody overseas buying a computer from Apple with my card, and he's like, it got shipped, but I never actually saw the charge at my account. There it is. Take care of my employees, man. You need a laptop too, please? All right. Wait a minute. I told him, I was like, this is your 5-year service award. He was like, I need a brand new computer. He's like, my computer's starting to glitch out all the time. And I was like, well, I did give him a bonus this year, but I'm like, this is your 5-year service award. So I got him a brand new, I don't know what he got, but I was like, get whatever you want. He bought a an Apple MacBook Pro, the M5 Pro chip, 14-inch. I don't know anything about MacBooks. Is that good? $3,500. I guess, damn, better be good. Said gross. I'm not a fan of Macs, but I was like, here's your service award. You can have it. I was like, but if you quit the company, you got to give it back to me. It's company property. He laughed. He was like, LOL. He's like, you know, I'm not going anywhere, bro. Hold on.
Bracelets wrapped on his wrist. He's got that confident grin. I ducks avocado toast. Says don't skip breakfast again.
All right. Here's the pivot second time. Let's drop it. Kind of nice. You do lose it one time. If we close below here, then I'm good for the week. So yesterday, I made, in this account, I made like 100-something thousand. Actually, no, I think like 96, something like that. So I'm getting back 2/3 of it right now. But it's the cost of me wanting to make that same trade. Like this is ridiculous, right? There's no way this is going to sustain. Netanyahu talks to Lebanon. Like what? Like what? We got to start. And then GDP came in bad. PCE came in bad. I mean, what on earth is going on here? This news trade on the war is an exhausted idea, I believe. I usually have a good gauge on these kind of things. Usually it takes a little bit of risk to get right on the trade, but if I'm right big. I'm gonna make millions this week in my big account. If it falls from here, I'm as short as I ever will be from here. Right now, my big accounts that you guys never even see. I'm betting big. Big. I'm ready for it. Insiders still love it. I think that this will be probably the last time that we get this kind of pump. It's acting as support. It is a resistance both directions. So it's a support, it's a resistance. As long as we lose it, then we're good. Is the rally on the idea that if oil falls, DPI and PPI at lower risk of rising and therefore less need for rate hikes? That's definitely possible. But it's not like, the thing is, we're splitting hairs because it's not that big of a change, right? It's like the oil, it's like the market is just starved. I feel like Wall Street is starved for an idea. And people are acting like, let's just be real, like people are acting like, you know, trade hormones is going to crash the global economy. I mean, it's going to have an effect, but we're talking like, you know, not $40 worth of oil effect, not $120 oil effect. US, we could lose trade hormones tomorrow and the US can give a shit and get the other 450,000 barrels anywhere else in a moment's notice. Oh, I got to do my fun and TV, guys. All right. Join me and watch me back hold this trade and see how well this plays out tomorrow. Like I said, I don't believe I'm wrong. I actually know that I'm right. I'm betting the farm on the fact that I'm being right in my other accounts. And we'll see if I'm right. We'll see. But I'll see you guys in a little bit. Click that link. I'll be on my phone and TV in a little bit. Love you guys.